Does anyone have a request or a suggestion for what character I should play tonight on Crawl? Yeah, because I have no idea what kind of character I want to play. Sometimes I go into the stream with a plan for a character to play, and not this time. But I am thinking of playing a demigod because I have heard that a Star Polemic has had issues with demigod. So I think I could play a demigod if I don't get any other requests. Oh, also Shaper mentioned that Demigod is pretty challenging in my Discord, so maybe it would be a good idea for me to play a Demigod. I think it would be an Ice Elementalist. I think Ice Elementalist is fantastic. Really helps you hybridize a lot. I could also think about starting a melee demigod and get a bunch of strength, but I feel like that's not such a good idea. So I'm just gonna go for good old demigod ice elementalist, and then if I have to hybridize, I will hybridize like that, getting strength instead of getting intelligence. Anyway, these guys have a terrible aptitude for spellcasting. It's gonna take me forever to get to 4 spellcasting, but I think it's the correct thing to do because that way I get way more mana than if I was not training strength, or if I was not training spellcasting. I mean, mm, at least these guys start with extra mana. Like normally I would have 3 mana, but instead of that I started with 5, which was very helpful for dealing with those 2 goblins that I was forced to fight against in the very beginning of the game. And you can see that my mana already went up to 6 before even leveling up, just from training spellcasting. All right, level 2. Now I have 8 mana. Normally, by level 2 on most of my other characters, I would have 7. So, yeah, shoutouts to demigods. Let me tell you that having mana early on is, in my opinion, more important than having high amounts of damage, because no matter what skill training you're making, you're really not gonna get a lot of damage from this negligible early game experience. But going from 3 points of mana to 4 points of mana, for example, is like a huge deal. Class don't do anything inherent in DCSS, right? Just starting equipment and skills. And no, they do something, but the impact of the something that they do is very small. And that is the fact that what is going on? Oh, I was pressing the wrong key. Sorry. They do something. They influence your starting stats. So something like a deep elf wizard, hedge wizard will probably never be able to wear heavy armor, and something like a ghoul fighter or maybe a ghoul berserker will most likely never be able to cast a spell. But that's pretty much about it. And do note that I say very likely will never be able to do that, but the reality is that you can kind of do whatever you want. It's just that it's gonna take you a while, and it might not be like an easy way for you to go through the game, and I would certainly not recommend it. Um, so yeah, mm, we got to. It seems to be. Hold on. Um, okay, I hope that's better. It seemed to be spiking a lot on my end. Um, Oh, man, I forgot what I was about to say. Oh, yeah, I know. I got to experience level 3 on D2 after fighting another, but that's just the power of Ice Elementalist. Normally, that would be pretty much a death sentence, finding another and having to fight it before getting to experience level 3, but fortunately, Ice Elementalist doesn't have to worry too much about others because freeze slows them. Yeah, if you start a Zealot, you start with Religion. I forgot to get Ramparts and a Succubus Armor. And 3.3 spellcasting. Jeez. Okay. Freeze is like Touch of Death this early in the game. Like it's gonna kill whatever you use it against pretty much. It's really crazy powerful. Mm, from all the level 1 spells, I think it's really the most powerful one. Priest, that's a danger sign. Yeah. I got hit on the low end of the smite damage, and it still hit me for 13. It can hit from 7 to 17, so obviously with 26 maximum HP, that's like really, really, really bad. I might be able to go upstairs. There we go, and I am not afraid of a single orc, especially because I have freeze. That orc had a ring mail that could have been bad with pretty much any other start, but Ice Elementalist is a master of getting rid of monsters with high amounts of armor class this early in the game. Okay, I'm just gonna try to kill the Scorpion. I'm pretty sure that I would be able to with a couple of freezes and also going for the poison darts. Yeah, I think it is only because of freeze that I am like daring to do that. If it was not for freeze, I wouldn't have attempted it. Because normally, like I'm on the stairs, the correct thing to do with almost everything is to just go upstairs. But I figured I have the power of freeze. Freeze is that good. Yeah, the equivalent of freeze for like higher level spells would be, in my opinion, poisonous vapors. Okay, those guys, the two of them hit me really hard. I might be fine here. Let's just use that and this, and then a bit of this and a bit of this. And there we go. Nothing to fear. Alrighty. Let's go downstairs. You know, these nodes have been very damaging today. At least that one. That one didn't go so well. I went for like 3 freezes and it barely dealt any damage. Okay, this is where the wizard was, or the priest was, right? Oh, Inquisitor of Kozilek, thank you for following. I appreciate that. You're not gonna believe it, but I was watching your game like a couple of minutes ago. I saw that you almost died to some ogres in the arc ending, and I was like, blink, please blink. For all that is good, please blink. And at the end, you did blink, so thank you for blinking and thank you for following. I appreciate it. Yeah, your name caught my attention because I play Magic. I play Magic, but I don't play Magic on stream. I tried playing Magic on stream in Spanish on a different channel, and I think it is a very fast way to kill my love for Magic, to play Magic on stream. So I don't think I'll ever do that again. But I do have some interesting plans, Magic related, for that channel, not for this one. So, you know, very early in the game, there's not really much to say and much to do other than get those things castable. Gonna train them to 7. I may not get Hailstorm. Yeah, I don't think Hailstorm is that important or good. Lol, nice. You did end up splatting that character soon after. Oh, I saw that you were playing. And right as I stepped away for my break, like you did that thing that I described. And then I came back and there was no more stream. So I figured that when there's no more character to be watching, it's either because the person stopped playing or the person died. So it's a shame to hear that. How long have you been playing this game for? Yeah. Also, do you know that you can move in diagonals? Because that's kind of important. Sometimes it is a big deal to move in diagonals. Okay, intelligence. Ooh, a ring of mana. I'm not gonna say no to it. Look at my mana pool. I have 24 mana on experience level 6. I also have an Amulet of Regen, so when it comes to mana, I just wish that I had a spell for mana burning like Scorch. Ooh, you know what? That is actually perfect. I'm gonna get Scorch, and I am gonna start training for Scorch. You've been playing on and off for a year or so. Have you ever won? If you have never won, let me tell you that you should watch my stream. Yeah, sorry for the blatant self-promotion, but I try to commentate and like give commentary in such a way that like it makes it easier for less experienced players to try to get their first win and stuff. Like I explain all of my thought process and like the decisions that I'm making, why I am building, the way I'm building, how I handle fights, that kind of thing. So like I have heard from people that have watched my stream that like it literally has made them improve at the game. So I know that it works. But yeah. Mm, Getting Scorch as an Ice Elementalist is massive. I cannot stress enough how good that is, because Scorch is complementing my ice damage that I already have, and now I have fire damage and ice damage. So whenever I start encountering Scorpions or White Imps, as that one, I can just press the Scorch button and they die pretty quickly, like zombies too. I can just also Kubus Armor to give myself a bit of armor class, and then Scorch to kill it. Just like that. It's really, really a huge find. Um, yeah, the Floor God provided it to me, so I need to make use of it. You've won with a ton of Randard plus slaying Festival Gargoyle and Hillock, never a magic user. Magic, in my opinion, is better. Yeah, I am a big fan of spellcasters in general. A funny thing that you mentioned a heal orc. I won 2 heal orcs very recently. Like my last 2 wins were heal orcs. One of them was or no, that's not true. One of them was a heal orc, but the other one was a Jin. Yeah, if you have never played a spellcaster, I recommend you to give Jin a try. You might enjoy Jin. Mm, it is very very fun. You get to try many different spell lists. So you get to explore and find out what things you like from spells and what things you don't like. And let me tell you that spells have a lot of variety. It's not just spells and every spell school feels the same. No, they're different. Different applications and different ways to deal damage, even for the damage dealing spell schools. For example, Ice Magic in the early game, at the very least, kind of asks for you to not move, but it does deal crazy damage. And yeah, depending on the school, different limitations and strengths and situations where they excel compared to the other schools. Um, Okay, so I might get Conjurations. Conjurations is gonna be good for Flame Wave, and it also incidentally happens to get me Hailstorm as well. I'm gonna need 8 Conjurations. Have you found Robe of Vines on Jin? I think I did. I think I did. Hello, Queen Bea. Good to see you around. Thank you for stopping by. Robe of Vines on Jin. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that I did find Robe of Vines on Jin. I did for sure. I know that I did, and I didn't use it for long, but I did find it, and it was pretty fun to use for the short period of time that I had it. I won that character, but I found it super late. So we found a rendered plate, but it is a pretty trash rendered plate, so we're obviously not going to be using that. Maggie, Morningstar Flaming, Steam Scales. The correct thing to do here is to not fight Maggie, especially with no identified consumables. Let's go upstairs and read a couple of scrolls here. Identify. I hate this, by the way. I hate this targeter. I greatly, greatly dislike it. I hope that I can turn it off. That's like a brand new thing in Trunk. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look into how to disable that when I end the stream today. I didn't know about that change, but I am not a big fan of it. But then again, that might be because I have been playing without that selector for literally 11 years at this point. So I'm just used to the old way. Gonna enchant my helmet. I choose to enchant the helmet because the robe is very likely to be upgraded the moment that I find anything else. And I already found something. Maggie has a Steam Skills, so it's only as soon as I kill Maggie, I'll be able to grab that. Unfortunately, Maggie does have a bunch of damage output, so it is going to be a good idea not to fight Maggie just yet. Go D6, exclude Maggie. Also exclude these stairs. So the game tells me, are you sure you want to go down those stairs? Oh, it doesn't. Oh, hold on. Yeah, that's what I have to do then. You don't know how to get there? You don't know how to get there. Huh. You do know how to get there. Huh. That's interesting. Can I not go down these stairs? This staircase leads to a travel excluded area. And that one also leads to a travel excluded area? That's crazy. Okay, okay, hold on. What kind of level generation did I get? Oh, I know, I know, I know. I excluded that because of the zombies. Well, I am just gonna like sneak away very silently, very slowly, gonna manually map. I don't wanna have to fight Maggie because I'm pretty sure Maggie would be able to beat me. And because of the level being an open level, and Maggie existing in this open level, I think the correct thing to do is to just skip it altogether. Come back later when I have Flame Wave or Hailstorm available, and like I'm kind of getting to the point where I'm gonna be able to cast those. Shouts to Massive Intelligence. Mm, okay, I might be able to hold my ground against these guys. I might also be able to Frozen Ramparts just to add a teeny tiny bit of damage because they resist. They are very resistant to cold. So these are the kind of monsters that would be absolutely terrifying if I didn't have Scorch. But thanks to Scorch, I am able to kill them. That is not to say that they cannot like blow me up, but it's very unlikely that they do if I have like enough time to Scorch them once or twice before they reach me. We got a nice upgrade for my untrained weapon in the form of this Darflail. It is a two-handed weapon, but it has amazing stats for a two-handed weapon, or for a weapon this early in the game. Like base attack delay 1.3, base damage 13. It's also plus 3, so it's definitely gonna be very good until the point where I want to use a shield. Any troll tips? You seem to really struggle in the mistake with them in the early game. Oh, in the mid game, probably should just play slower too. Lol. Yes. The mid game with trolls is like the hardest part of the troll, easily the hardest part of the troll. My recommendation would be to wow, I cannot believe this thing didn't take damage from that. I might die here. My recommendation would be to take it slowly and like think ahead. If you have the ability to gain some resistances or better defenses, it might be a good thing to do. If you want a specific feedback over what I saw in your run that just ended, I think you should have blinked much more early than you did. You drank a potion of heal wounds and you still have to blink. And in that scenario, you could have just blinked and not have to use heal wounds. But was not watching for that long, so I cannot really provide you with a lot of insight on that. That's terrible. I might be dead. Yeah, D7 Hornet is pretty bad. Um, Heal wounds, please. It's haste. That's not what I want. Might. That's also not what I want. And I don't think I can run away from these. Hold on, let me make sure. Because it says that it's fast, but it doesn't tell you the specific number. Hold on. Hold on, hold on. I cannot run away from it. It's as fast as I am. Wow, okay, this is really messed up. I cannot believe that I drank cancellation randomly, and that I had 2 potions of cancellation. Those are super rare compared to potions of curing or heal wounds. So when I saw a stack of 2, I was not thinking that it was gonna be cancellation. Cirque, well, it's game over. I don't think I'm beating this guy. Oh, wow, seriously? Well, we take those. I'm not gonna complain about killing that hornet, but I really thought that I was not gonna be able to kill that hornet. Wow. Okay, sure. There were better plays that I could have taken. Yeah, I probably should have. Was I even in Osokubu's armor? I think I was in Osokubu's armor. Was I not in Osokubu's armor? Ah, I was not in Osokubu's armor. No, no, no. Even if I had cast it, which I didn't do, it would have been cancelled when I drank cancellation. That was such a shame, by the way. Okay. A wyvern. This D7 is throwing a bunch of relatively dangerous monsters at me. See Invisible, I guess we're gonna put it on because I don't have anything else. Wizardry, that's kind of better than See Invisible. Shiny Scale Mail, let's just identify it with my feet because in Trunk you can step on things to identify them. Menkaure, easy kill, but I need to go around the corner because Menkaure can Torment. And in case you don't know, Torment halves your maximum HP, so or halves the amount of HP that you have right now. Yep. So it can be a very bad thing to be in the receiving end of for extended periods of time. I don't need a second ring or a third ring of wizardry. Wow, that's crazy. But sure, we found a buckler, but bucklers were unfortunately murdered. Yeah, less than a week ago, changes were pushed to make shields way worse for mages than they used to be. So now I don't know if I care too much about an early game buckler. Inner Flame, that's one that I really like. Let's just get that. Okay. I think the time has come for me to train more spellcasting for more spell levels. What the shield change? They work like armor now. Well, they work similarly to armor. The penalties get reduced slowly, very slowly, until you get 27 shields. And when you get 27, it doesn't have any penalties anymore, but you need to get 27 in order for it to not have any penalties, as opposed to before, where you needed 4 shields for the buckler. It's like going from 4 shields to 27. I did hear that the penalties were nerfed a bit when it comes to the bucklers, specifically when it comes to the bucklers, but I don't know. I don't know. Also, I am using a two-handed weapon, so might as well just keep using that for now. Hmm. Okay, I can kill that Orc Warrior, but I would rather not fight it here because that's a relatively dangerous arena. I don't know what's gonna be coming my way. So a large shield is just better than the buckler. Well, the large shield just does have more penalties, like significantly more penalties than the buckler. Um, but for a melee character, a tower shield will most likely be better than a buckler now. Yes. Like you should probably put it on the moment that you find it. I'm not sure, to be completely honest, because I have not tried a melee character that has been playing with these changes. Run towards the choke point. So close armor. Kill the wyvern. The wyvern is murdering me. Do I have to do this again? So here's the thing. I cannot run away from the wyvern because the wyvern is faster than I am. It is severely wounded, but it's not slowed, which is unfortunate because it can be slowed by the walls, I'm pretty sure. Halberd Orc Warrior, which has been very reluctant to die, apparently. We can Inner Flame the Orc Warrior. I'm pretty sure it succeeds, 76%. And that will make it have a cloud of fire on its feet the next turn pretty much because it places fire on top of a monster whenever it takes damage, and it also makes the monster explode in a radius 1 explosion when it dies. So there's a very decent chance of this guy just dying next turn and killing the wyvern alongside it. Okay. The wyvern very evidently didn't die, but it's in the process of dying. The moment that the wyvern dies, I run for the stairs pretty much. Perfect. Now please let me get to the stairs. D7 was the level that I skipped. Let's make sure. D7. No, D7 is clean, so I can just go up this hatch if the need arises. So just rest on the shaft or the hatch and then go upstairs. We found a scroll of blinking. Yay, the most important thing in the game. So I am definitely very happy to have one. I cannot stress how important it is to have a scroll of blinking. really changes your character to have one of those, because it's like a get out of jail card. You're not gonna die with a scroll of linking in your inventory if you use it properly. We're gonna go for Frozen Ramparts. So I got petrified there. I was not really worried because it was a Soul Basilisk with no support whatsoever. I just went for Frozen Ramparts, and the Basilisk pretty much died on its own. Um, okay, is that the entrance to Lair? It is the entrance to Lair. On D8, very early entrance to Lair. Wand of Flame on the Orc. Wizard confuses. Does this remove that? Hold on. If you drink this now, you will no longer be confused. So curing also removes confusion, but curing I have not identified. Somehow I have found more potions of haste and more potions of cancellation than potions of curing. I am at relatively high amounts of HP, so I think I can just roll with it and wait for that to wear off any second now. Okay, there we go. Just secure the corridor. I could even try to go upstairs, but it's probably not so safe when I have a monster like this wolf next to me. It's faster than I am, so if I try to run away, I would just be taking damage for free, and that in that case it might be just better to hold my ground. Okay, I think the frozen ramparts. Oh, never mind. The wizard was smart enough that it was not stepping towards me into the frozen ramparts. Yeah, look at it. It's still there. Okay, fortunately, Scorch hits monsters that are invisible. As long as monster is next to or like close enough to be hit by Scorch, it will get hit by it, no matter if you can see it or not. Um, okay. Did I set my stop to 8? I did. Okay, let's get Flame Wave. I can also get Hailstorm. Get that, get that. And at some point I should train a teeny tiny bit of hexes so I can use Inner Flame much better. I haven't given it much use, but it's gonna become much more useful later on. You will see. Okay, Steam Dragon. That's fine. 8 spell casting. Sure, let's get 6 hexes so I can use Inner Flame. And after that, we are gonna be getting a lot of fighting. Yep, fighting is very important to get, and now I can kill things relatively well, so I don't gain much from training my kill dudes skills. And the time has come for me to train my fighting skills so I can increase my survivability. Okay. This is going really well. So just to elaborate a bit more on the advantages of mages versus spell or versus melee characters, a mage doesn't really have to worry about many nasty things that melee characters do have to worry about. For example, many versus one fights, a mage has a much easier time dealing with those. Even this very early D8 mage has been able to emerge victorious from some very nasty early game fights. And yeah, as a melee character, it would be more complicated because you're only dealing damage to one monster at a time, as opposed to a mage that deals damage to a lot of monsters. In addition to that, mages and their spells very frequently don't check some form of resistance. For example, Scorch doesn't check evasion, Freeze doesn't check anything, Frozen Ramparts also doesn't check anything, but Ice Magic is like that. Ice Magic is quite probably like the most powerful start because it has 2 spells that don't check anything in the form of Flame Wave or not Flame Wave, Ramparts and Freeze. That Cyclops might be a bit of an annoyance, and I don't have Curer to shoot at the Cyclops. I can definitely go for a good old. That's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to do Inner Flame. Okay, the Cyclops is filled with an intense inner flame. So in case you don't know what that means, it means that if the Cyclops explodes, it causes a bigger explosion. This would be the perfect time for me to have some form of explodey spell that I could use against that Cyclops, but I do not have that kind of technology. I'm just gonna sit here and wait. The Cyclops is next to me. I'm gonna walk away because the Cyclops is way slower than I am. It is important for me not to get hit by that because that hurts. That actually could kill me very easily. Only 8 damage. Sweet. You standing on fire? You are. Can I scorch you? Would I get hit by the explosion if you got scorched? I don't think I would get hit by the explosion. Okay, now I have to walk away. Again, and there we go. The Cyclops explodes. Yeah, kind of important to keep that in mind when you're using Inner Flame. If you use it against a big monster, like a giant monster, the explosion is bigger. And it also deals more damage. The Tengu didn't come my way. Interesting. I was ready to kill that Tengu. It does have a very fearsome damage output for D9, but if it was alone, I was able to take it as long as I was at full HP because I deal that much damage. I might be able to get away with using this Ring of Positive Energy instead of the Ring of Wizardry. Let's take a look. We definitely can do that. So I'm just going to drop the Ring of Wizardry. Yeah, it's going to be nice to not have to be so worried about things that drain me. Okay, we have Flame Wave for a reason. You miscast Flame Wave, interesting. First cast was a miscast. In case you don't know, Flame Wave is a level 4 spell that causes a radius 1 explosion, then a radius 2 explosion, then a radius 3 explosion. A very nice spell for sure. Oh, Tengu Conjurer. Okay, this guy has Lightning Bolt, 3 dice of 14. So if I get shot by Lightning Bolt here, I would take a lot of damage because of the layout, because it would hit me twice. Actually, it's 3 dice of 14, and then it bounces and it hits me again for 3 dice of 14. So that's obviously terrible. It's a coin flip to paralyze it. I can silence and tap it. It hits for 10 plus quarter staff. That's a lot of damage, actually. Okay, I'm gonna go for this, and now I don't think it can do that. It was only able to do it when it was here, but fortunately it didn't do it. So we're gonna go for this, and it dies. Oh, it didn't die, it blinked away. Sure. I'll just break line of sight, wait for it to come towards me, and scorch it, and so it dies. We are gonna be training a lot of fighting now, as I mentioned. Well, maybe I could train evocations first. Let's do a bit of that because I have a really nice set of wands. Yeah, I have 11 charges of paralysis, 15 charges of charming. It's definitely worth it to give that a try. Okay. The moment that it uses Lightning Bolt, I read Silence. But fortunately, it doesn't go for Lightning Bolt. So that's a bit worrisome. 2 Tengu Conjurers on D9. On D9 of all places. I feel like it's too early for that to generate. There was no Tengu Warrior or anything. No idea where they came from. Maybe this Bolt. I think that Bolt sometimes places some nasty monsters. Maybe that's also where the Cyclops came from. Okay, Frozen Ramparts, Sosokubu's Armor, Flame Wave. Oh, I cast Hailstorm by accident. What I wanted was Flame Wave. It's a radius 1 explosion, then a radius 2, then a radius 3. You do have to continually channel it in order to get those explosions. Interesting. But the channels only cost 1 mana, so it's very nice. Komodo Dragon. What are you doing here, Mr. Komodo Dragon? Oh, that's gonna be great. I don't think I can hit that guy with Hailstorm. Yeah, I cannot hit that guy with Hailstorm yet, but I can definitely walk forward and try to hit it with Hailstorm. That hit everything except for the guy that I wanted to hit. And Hailstorm doesn't check evasion. The explosion also doesn't check evasion, so we have the reliability of knowing that if I do this, I'll deal damage to those monsters. It may not be a lot of damage, but it will deal damage to the monsters, and that was exactly what I needed in that situation. Scorch, 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 scorch. Yeah, sometimes it takes a while to kill some things, like that fast zombie. But there was no alternative. I had to fight that. There's an unseen horror next to me. A lot of things are happening very fast. We have an unseen horror and we have a gargoyle. The two of those are very nasty team combination. Yeah, the unseen horror is not something that I can run away from, and the gargoyle is not something that I can kill. So I needed to fight the unseen horror, but I also needed to at the same time run away from the gargoyle. So that's really bad. Centaur. Okay, I killed the unseen horror with flame wave. Bad team movement plus invisibility means that it's really hard to hit unless you have a spell like this. And in that scenario, flame wave really saved me. I could have used frozen ramparts plus also Kubus armor as well, but flame wave was just like the faster thing to do. Unfortunately, it is very noisy and it attracted the attention of this centaur. What we're gonna do is charm the centaur. Okay, so I charmed the centaur in order to be safe if there were more centaurs coming after this one. Maybe this just happened to be a part of a D11 centaur band, but thanks to the fact that I charmed it and it didn't get shot, I know for sure that it is not the case. I mean, it is alone. And that's the power of training some evocations this early in the game. Now I probably shouldn't be walking around with the centaur. I was trying to find something that it could help me fight against, but we didn't find anything. A Vorpal shortbow is a pretty respectable early game weapon. Do I want a weapon? Probably not, because I already kill things really well with my spell casting. So we're kind of in the training defensive options mode, and I consider evocations to be mainly a defensive option with the loadout that we have with this character. So yeah. Okay, let me use Inner Flame on this yak over here. I want it to be one of the yaks that are far away from me so I don't get hit by the explosion, because if I get hit by the explosion, that's really bad. Did I fail? The yak barely resists. I did fail. That's unfortunate. Flame Wave? Hailstorm. Hailstorm is good. It hits the yak that is affected by Inner Flame. The yak explodes. Big damage on this slime creature. The 11 slime creature band is also relatively nasty. Gonna go for a second Inner Flame here. Wait a turn. Wait another turn. The thing is, if I wait another turn, then I go for Hailstorm. This thing is next to me, deals damage to me. Explodes next to me, could deal a lot of damage. That could be really, really bad. So maybe let's just Hailstorm right now. What's the Hailstorm button? Okay, and then we can do it again. And the damage piles up, and then I just kill the slime creature. Now I have low mana. At least I have my Amulet of Mana Regen, so getting all that mana back is relatively easy. Doesn't take much. Doesn't take much time. We can probably kill this two-headed ogre. Yeah, I can absolutely kill it actually. Let me throw a poison dart to attract it. Loot it towards here. Frozen ramparts. That Curer to slow it. What's my next move here? Scorch a Scorch? That's gotta be it, right? Scorch, Scorch. Okay, took me 3 Scorches, but we were able to kill that guy. Barely took any damage. It did hit me once, but it didn't hit me really hard. Shouts to Osokubu's armor. 16 armor class when fighting a D11 two-headed ogre is like no joke. Okay, got petrified by a second basilisk this time. I didn't even kill it actively. I just used frozen ramparts and waited the last turn. I guess I could have killed it, but there was no necessity. Okay, there we go. That is it for evocations training. We're gonna be training 12 fighting, as I mentioned earlier. We really want that, and we have found a bookshop. You almost try to melee. You almost never try to melee a two-headed ogre in your games. Yeah, being within melee range of those is dangerous, but I have the Ice Magic book, and it was also slow. If it had not been slow, I wouldn't have done it. This shop has very nice books, I see. We have nothing that I want there. I guess Freezing Cloud could be good. Manifold Assault Stormform. That's a book that literally wins you the game if you're going for that. Ignite Poison. Well, that's something that I will place on my wish list. Nothing that I care about. Nothing that I care about. Haunt. Hard carry spell. Book of Fire. Fireball, Starburst, Ignition. I could get that. Yeah, I could get that. I'm gonna put it on my wish list as well, just to like keep in mind that I have these options available depending on how the game progresses. I could get that, but fortunately I don't need to get that. I already have a complementary damage type in the form of Hailstorm and Flame Wave. Yeah, and also I guess Scorch is also pretty good complementary damage, and evocations too. I have many things, so I don't need that, and I will most likely never need it. And last but not least, we have a book that I don't need. Silence could be nice later on, but I am very sure that I'm not gonna need it. And if I need it, if I'm gonna need it, I'm not gonna need it immediately. Bob and Alice, hello. Everyone say hello to Bob and Alice. I wonder if Bob and Alice is watching right now. Deep Elf Arcane Marksman. 18 damage plus Vorpal. High power hexes. The ghost is not that hard to kill. The thing is that the ghost has very decent resistances. Very resistant to cold, yeah. Never mind. The ghost is kind of hard to kill. We shouldn't mess around with that ghost. So I think I'll just leave it alone. Passage of Galubri is one of your go-to spells. It is not one of my go-to spells for sure. Probably should not be fighting the Cyclops like this. Yep, that's not going so well. Should have used Curer when I was at full HP. I do have a Potion of Heal Wounds, so it's not so terrible. And it only hits for 35, so it literally cannot one-shot me. Worst case scenario, I am at 1 HP and I heal. And it also is slow, so it's a slow by default, and it's also slow. So it will not really take that many actions. Okay, now I could get one shot, but I don't think I will. So I just go for Scorch and I kill that guy. We found a troll. That's a big deal because we could get troll leather armor. And if we get troll leather armor, that's an upgrade over what I currently have. I lose one armor class, but I gain the very important regeneration. Yeah, regeneration is kind of an essential thing to have. Okay, we scorch, we scorch, we scorch, we scorch, we scorch. Flame slash something, but do no damage. Are you wearing some kind of heavy armor? A vampire comes into view. How much armor class does a vampire have for it to not take any damage from that? It doesn't even have that much HP, or armor class rather. Scorch has 2 dice of 9 damage. It's very funny how Flame Wave deals less damage than Scorch right now. Yeah, that doesn't feel right. I feel like it should deal more damage than Scorch, even at that amount of spell power. Regardless, this is not looking so good. And there's not really a lot that I want to do about this vampire. Yeah, it already didn't take damage 3 times. And it's pretty much at full HP, I can tell. Um, yeah. Okay, so the vampire does have confusion. I have 10 scrolls of teleport. The level is partially explored, almost completely explored. I think it's definitely worth to read a scroll of teleport and then just walk away. Yeah, if I walk away, it cannot hurt me. Okay, that's hopefully far away enough for me to not run into issues when it comes to that vampire. The Orc Priest is very terrifying, however. It could definitely smite me a couple of times and then kill me while I am retreating, but fortunately it doesn't seem to be happening. Now, something is gonna happen here. I'm gonna have to go upstairs, and unfortunately, I will be going back into a level that I haven't fully explored. But I get lucky and I go up a set of stairs that is secluded from the rest of the level. If we had digging, I could dig out and just clear the. Never mind. The level is pretty much fully cleared except for that gargoyle, so I don't think I care. Rest of full HP. Come back down. Go back up. This is kinda not very good. Gonna read the teleport. Yeah, just walk away. Wait for the teleport to trigger. Teleport triggers, and there's also a very nice upside here. I won't have to fight those two guys until I am prepared to fight those two guys. Mm. Also, there is a very good chance that I will just forget about fighting those two guys. Doesn't really matter. It's not like they had interesting loot that I wanted to have with my character. Probably gonna go for a good old flame wave here. There we go, just kills. Mm. So yeah, the character is looking pretty good, let me tell you. But I did get lucky finding the Book of Scorch so early into the game. If I had not found that, I would have been forced to go into melee instead of going into ice magic or fire magic rather. Fire magic is just like way more powerful than melee for my character this early in the game because that scales off of intelligence, which is the thing that I have been increasing because I want to cast the spells, and melee scales off of strength, and I don't have any strength. Mm. Are you gonna stay far away from me? You do deal a lot of damage, but that's the one resistance that I have. Hmm. Hmm. Interesting. Misticho, thank you for following. I hope that you have been enjoying what we have going on here. We can try to go for paralysis, 32%, that's not gonna fly. I don't have vulnerability. Maybe the correct thing to do would be to not fight Nergal at all. Are you poison resistant? You don't seem to be poison resistant or resistant to anything, so I can go for Cure. Cure misses, and I lose my dart. I'm gonna cry, that's the saddest thing. Gonna go for Ramparts, Scorch. Scorch, please. Okay, Scorch. 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 Jeez, that's crazy how the rolls that Nergal has gotten have been very good, like the defensive rolls. 3 times I try to Flame Lash and 3 times it doesn't do any damage. That's pretty unreal. Yeah, and it's not like it deals very little damage. It's 2 dice of 9. But sure. Okay, that's it for D11. The time has come for me to go do Lair. Volcano. Upon entering Lair, immediately upon entering Lair, we find a volcano. I unfortunately do not have any sources of fire resistance. I could go into the volcano. There's no guarantees that it will be something that I can clear, but I can always go in, take a peek, and go back out if I think I definitely cannot do it. Paralysis on this thing because it's pretty dangerous. Joe, K-Man, you're playing Octopod's Tavern Mage. Enjoy that. Are you playing an Earth Elementalist? Because Earth Elementalist is probably very good at fulfilling that role. Okay. There's no guarantee that I will be able to find the volcano in the first place. Distant. It's a shame that doesn't tell me very much. I also don't have magic mapping. Normally I would use magic mapping, but I do not have access to it. Venomage to help get past Octopod early game. I see. Venomage has a very easy time dealing with some things, and it also has a very hard time dealing with some things. I don't know if I would really recommend it as an early game background or like as an early game nullifier anymore. Yeah, you kind of need Ignite Poison. I mean, it's very clear that Ignite Poison is too powerful to be in a starting book, but Venom Mage is too weak without Ignite Poison and too strong with Ignite Poison. So that's a very hard thing to balance, like the Venom Mage starting book. Okay, look at my HP. We have 88 HP with 5 fighting. Mm, wow, I think I gained a bunch of HP from killing that Komodo dragon. Mm, okay, we can do that and do this. There we go. Frozen Ramparts is very good for this place. There's a bunch of monsters here that get slowed or just take a bunch of damage from Frozen Ramparts. Hydra. What do we have for the Hydra? That kind of works, but it's not what I want. The Hydras are giant now. Yeah, they used to be not giant and you used to be able to net them. Those days are gone now. That doesn't feel very good. That feels kind of bad. I'm just gonna walk around the corner and do this. By the way, is this the entrance? Here is the entrance, and when I came in here, it said that it was distant, and I was so close to it. I don't get it. I don't get it, but sure. Frozen Ramparts. I have Hailstorm. I never use that, but Hailstorm and Hailstorm. It slowed the Hydra. Okay, I'm gonna cast Osokubu's Armor to greatly reduce the damage that the Hydra deals. That only dealt 9 damage. We do get pretty lucky with 4 misses. Yeah, so it was 9 damage of a single attack, but yeah, I'm glad that I went for that, and then just a Scorch kills the Hydra. Alright, nothing to fear when it comes to Hydras. Huh. Nearby? I mean, I know that I am very close to the volcano, I just don't know where the volcano is. It's probably in this room. It's not in this room. Where is the volcano? I know that it's very close to here. Maybe it's over here. Vulnerability. I could grab that for use in the future. I don't use them very frequently, but I mean, I have a bunch of hex ones. Distant. Okay, so I'm getting kind of far away from it. It might be up here in the corner. No? No volcano? You got any of those volcanoes? Well, in that case, no idea what it is. Maybe it is over here. Distant. Okay, so it's very clearly not over here. Maybe it is over here. Oh, it's gotta be this, right? Yeah, this is it. Yeah, I saw the little like spiral thingy, and I recognized it. Like that's the entrance to the volcano. Okay, this is gonna be a bit of an issue because I do not have any sources of fire resistance, nor have I ever seen sources of fire resistance with this character, other than that scale mail on D7. And it is a scale mail, so I don't think I would be able to cast very well while wearing it. Let's just go in. Let's hope for the best. Oh, well, that is the opposite of the best. That's a really dangerous thing to face at this early point in the game. It is not resistant to cold, but it is also not weak. It has a Smite and Steam Ball and Sticky Flame, so that's a pretty ridiculous fight at this point. I'm just gonna have to sit here. I wonder if I can step here and then do ramparts to hit this style with ramparts. Probably not. Yeah, probably not. That's what happens when you play too many roguelikes in a row. Like Rift Wizard is messing me up when it comes to targeting. But at least it does reveal this style, and so I can hit it with ramparts. Okay, get over here, Smoke Demon. You generally don't see smoke demons until Abyss. Yeah, they don't generate in many places. They don't generate in the dungeon. They don't generate anywhere that's not the Abyss or Pandemonium or Hell. I don't think I. They may not even generate in Hell anymore, apart from the vestibule, if they still generate there. Um, yeah, they're really like too powerful for the dungeon, so they definitely won't generate there. Okay, so when it comes to this smoke demon, we have the ability to hailstorm it. That deals a lot of damage, and now we kill it. And I am no longer on fire. Just gonna. If I need to rest, I need to rest like on top of the portal. So if something truly messed up appears on the screen, I can say nope and immediately leave the level. Um, Steam Dragon. That is not messed up. In fact, it is very easy for me to kill because I have Steam skills. Yeah. When it comes to the smoke demon, I completely forgot that I had Steam skills. So I was a bit afraid of the smoke wall dealing a ton of damage to me. So it's very important to be very careful with this particular volcano layout. It can be awful. This is one of the new ones, and as you can see, that's a Hellhound. I can kill it. It is faster than I am, so fingers crossed for it not shooting me with fire, dealing a bunch of damage while I reposition into a part that's further away from the tiles that I have not explored, because what I'm about to do, which is Hailstorm, will make a fair amount of noise, and I don't want any monsters like tagging in to help the Hellhound. Yeah, Steam Dragons are like not an issue. Smoke Demons are damaging, but apart from that, they're not really that much of an issue either. Okay, we don't have Hailstorm. I'm gonna use Freeze. Freeze. Having the Steam skills has been so helpful actually, because those smoke balls and smoke breaths, they deal a lot of damage. Or not smoke, steam. The steam breaths, they hurt. Um, so Steam skills have been greatly reducing the damage that I take, and that's not what I wanted to see. It is bad. This is about as dangerous as Kobold Demonologist, just to put an example, can summon, and a Nork High Priest. It's fast, it hurts like a truck, and it has extra fire damage, and the resistances are amazing. Fortunately, I am an Ice Elementalist, and I have access to cold damage that doesn't check evasion, so I think I have a pretty good chance at beating this guy. That's the issue, however, that it will catch up to me. If there was a moment to use a scroll vulnerability and try to go for paralysis, this would be the one. We get a coin flip, and we succeed at the coin flip, so we just paralyze the Sun Demon, and goodbye, Sun Demon. Okay, that was very nice. Very nice indeed. So just from training fighting, I think I already got more than 10 HP. Mm, Okay. This one I don't have a scroll vulnerability for, and without vulnerability, paralyzing it is not really an option. But I do have access to Ice Blast. Ice Blast should be good for that Sun Demon. I'm better off just like waiting out the vulnerability. Yeah, I don't know if there's gonna be anything that can take advantage of that. Those Sun Demons are why this volcano is pretty messed up. And there's two of them. That's the worst part. There's many characters that will just like not be equipped to deal with those whatsoever. In fact, if they were to hit me, it would hurt a lot because I don't have fire resistance. So I better make sure that they don't hit me at all. Do they fly? They fly. Okay. Walk towards the wall. Ramparts. Steam Dragon doesn't matter too much. Doesn't do a lot to me. Go for yes. Sun Demon takes a double turn. That's so bad. That's terrible. This is pretty complicated. Yeah. My character is just like not well equipped to get hit by a sun demon more than once. Yeah, I can survive a single hit, and that's it. Any more than a single hit will end up with me kind of dying. So if that happens, I'm gonna have to use my final blinking. I could also drink a haste, and I think hasting right now to run away from the sun demon and kite it with hailstorm might be the correct thing to do. Let me think about it for a second. Mm. Okay, so I have found out that the Sun Demon, despite saying that it's fast, it is not as fast as to outrun me when I drink haste. And I feel like that's something that should be like presented when you inspect a monster. Like it's fast, but not fast enough to outrun you while you're hasted. So I can just like continue walking away and just doing that until this Sun Demon dies. I could even just like gain another tile on the Sun Demon to do it twice in a row. And there we go. And now I would be very surprised if there was a third Sun Demon. Well, there it is. Go here. Maybe one more. Frozen Ramparts. It's next to me. I am absolutely terrified of this fellow Sun Demon. Yeah, that's more like what I was expecting. 34 damage, and it only hit me once. I guess it's gonna hit me once for a couple more turns. There we go. You freeze the Sun Demon. The Sun Demon is frozen. The Sun Demon is frozen. The wall freezes the Sun Demon. Is Demigod good? It is complicated. The way that I like explain it or like describe it to people is that it's like going chebreados, but without the downsides of going chebreados. Like if you think about it, it's like that. So much freezing low. Yeah, the power of having ice magic, and that was a fourth sun demon and a fire dragon. Jeez, that's ridiculous. That I was not expecting. Now this volcano feels like a nice cave in terms of difficulty. Normally volcanoes are much easier than ice caves, and they're also much less rewarding. I hope that this one has something good because I have already had to spend consumables and yeah, like this, the sun demons or the fire dragon could kill me. I should consider myself lucky that I already fought 4 sun demons and I didn't die to them. Okay, it's too far away. Okay, there's a potion of haste, so at least I get to replenish that. But so far the loot looks very underwhelming and disappointing. That's not good. Can I... man, doing this without fire resistance is a suicide. Do you see invisible? You probably do. Oh, you don't see invisible, so I'm gonna close the door, drink invisibility, move here and open the door. Um, the good old switcheroo on the fire dragon. Ramparts. Ramparts gets immediately broken because the dragon pushes me away. Recast ramparts. The fire dragon is not getting affected by it, but it is within range of hailstorm, and this is going really well. I don't know if the statue is giving off ramparts, but regardless, we just freeze. Ouch, that really hurt. 52. Sure, and apparently the fire dragon was not being affected by frozen ramparts here. It says that it's catching its breath, but that can be very misleading. Sometimes they just shoot their breath weapon twice in a row and you die. Gonna drink a heal wounds. Well, that's unfortunate. The fire dragon is really dumpstering me here. Yeah, it shot me with the breath weapon for massive damage, and it also just beat me, so my heal wounds was really lame. Oh man, such a shame. We were so close to killing the fire dragon without having to use any important consumables. Now I feel very compelled to blink and then use a potion of, or not a potion, just use ice blast until it dies. I don't think I can risk getting hit by the breath weapon again. If only I had a single pip of fire resistance would have made this into a much more palatable fight, into a much less expensive fight. Damn Hailstorm, not hitting things next to me. Yeah, so here it is, the targeter for Hailstorm. It doesn't hit things next to you. It sucks. That's why I pretty much never use it, but now I have to blink. I don't want to die, so might as well maximize my chances of not dying. One more. There we go. We're gonna get some intelligence. Nice. Now I have 33 intelligence. Let's see what we get here. Lame. Sweet! That's a pretty good thing. That is indeed a very good thing. No, I was not expecting to get a Demon Whip from that, but you know what? We take those. And we also have 3 potions of resistance. Okay, that's funny. I guess I'll also pick up the Great Sword of Flaming. I might use it, but it's extremely unlikely that I will, because it's a very expensive two-handed weapon. Two-handed weapons require a lot of skill to train for. Yep, base attack delay 1.7, min delay at skilled level 20. We're gonna drop that. I only picked it up to like take it to the outside world in case I ever feel like I want to use that. But having a demon whip, it's incredibly unlikely. Like I don't think it's gonna happen. Hold on. I forgot to use Osokubu's armor, and I was tanking the Hydra like whatever. That could have been very bad. Flame wave, okay. A plus 11 triple sword on like D3 with Scroll of Acquirement on another run. Was it the Plutonium sword? Because I've always wanted to have a run with the Plutonium sword, but I have never found it in a character that can use it. I either find it later in the game where I already have a two-handed weapon, or I find it on a mage. But yeah, I've always wanted to use the Plutonium sword. And also the Sword of Power. There's a fair amount of cool two-handed weapons in this game that unfortunately are constrained by being two-handed weapons. I guess there's also very cool one-handed weapons, but I mean, those are one-handed. You can definitely use those with most characters. So the combination of Frozen Ramparts plus Flame Wave is very good. These things are neither resistant to cold nor fire, so they get slowed and then they get a bunch of damage applied to them. I think I could also just go for Scorching. Jeez, look at the poison. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. And take a look at what's about to happen. I'm gonna lose that amount of HP in like 5 turns. 70 to 25 in like 5 turns. Okay, it was more like 7 turns. But still. I still went down to 25. It's so scary to not have poison resistance. It's not necessary at... Oh, that's my bad. I didn't want to do that. It's not necessary at every point in the game, but I think it is necessary at certain points in the game. Of course, if you can have it for lure, it is a very nice thing to have in lure. But I unfortunately don't have access to it. So here we are, getting petrified by a basilisk. It's a very funny thing because it's the 3rd time that has happened this game. That's kind of what happens when you don't have willpower. Things that check willpower will proceed to hex you, and you will proceed to explode if they have any kind of support whatsoever. The only reason why I haven't been absolutely murdered by those basilisks is because I have had the opportunity to fight them with no support on their side, so that's pretty good. Okay, a very rare corridor in Lair. Might as well take advantage of it. Okay, are you not gonna walk towards me? Hold on. Why do I have stealth? I only have 1.7. I haven't trained it since I started the game, but still sometimes monsters fail to notice me. Okay, talking about stealth builds, I might do one in the future. Nah, who am I kidding? I'm not gonna do that. Yeah, the reason why, like, people always want me to do stealth builds and stealth runs. I don't like them. I mean, I don't feel like they resonate very well with my playstyle. That's why I very frequently not play them or like choose to play a different build. Even in species like octopus or vampire or naga or kobold, where they are kinda built towards going stealthy and stabbing things, I try to do other things. Um, should I flame wave here? It's not very good. So here's the thing. I don't have any regen. Um, I think I'm just gonna walk through the part of the level that I know and try to make it to the stairs. Or I was gonna do that until this Death Yak lost a turn. Now I think I'm gonna Hailstorm and Hailstorm again. That didn't kill the second Death Yak, but it's much more easy to fight a single Death Yak than fighting two Death Yaks in a row. Gonna go for Scorch, and there we go. That went pretty well. It was going bad, but then it stopped going bad. I also got really lucky because they didn't hit me for like 7 turns in a row. Um, I have no idea how that happened, but yet again, we take those. I'm not gonna complain about it. Interesting. That looks like it could be the entrance to an ice cave, and it's not the entrance to an ice cave. So I wonder what that is. Uh, no, Flame Wave, Scorch. I don't have cold resistance either, so this guy could definitely mess me up. But this guy is at least not extremely fast like the Sun Demon was. There's a reason why this guy is only a devil and the Sun Demon was a demon. Um, hmm. Yeah, I don't want to fight with a torpor snail in line of sight. So fortunately, the torpor snail itself is slow, so you can relatively easily be able to run away from the torpor snail as long as you keep breaking line of sight. Yeah, but not like this. I need to like actually not see the torpor snail because otherwise I just give free turns to this jack. Okay, fortunately we have been able to run away from the torpor snail, it seems. Now I'm gonna try to make it to the stairs. Or yeah, I'm gonna try to make it to the stairs. That was really not a fight that I wanted to take. So I just didn't take it. I was at full HP and I still was like, no, you know what? I'm not gonna do that. And it's very important for you to be able to recognize that kind of situation. Because sometimes like it's very easy for overconfidence to just like make you make terrible decisions in this game. And it's just way better to retreat from a fight and take it in a much more controlled fashion. Like, for example, here I have a wall or I have a corridor. I'm only getting hit by one, two monsters at the same time. It's like so much better than fighting in the middle of nowhere with a bunch of tiles yet to be revealed in the line of sight of a torpor snail who is constantly slowing me, you know? Um, okay. Flame Wave is kinda bad nowadays. Yeah, I wish it was better. It deals very little damage. It literally deals the same amount of damage as a Scorch. Okay, we found a Condenser Bane. That is definitely a good reason to go all the way up to 12 evocations. Right in time because I'm about to finish my training in fighting for now. Amulet of Regen. That's way better than my current Amulet of Mana Regen. Regen, as I have mentioned, is a priceless property to have. It greatly increases the amount of effective HP that you have because you gain almost 1 HP per turn while fighting monsters. So as long as you have the ability to retreat, and most characters just can walk away, you can use that to heal mid combat, kind of. So you just like walk away from the monsters, heal a lot, and then turn around and start fighting once you have like almost full HP. Like for example, now that I have regen, I go back to full HP so fast. Very important to not fight in the line of sight of a torpor snail. Also, I'm back at full HP after getting hit for 16 damage. Um, the power of regen. Okay. We should be able to kill these very easily. Important to fight this 1 versus 1. Like, sure, it's gonna be slowing us, but it itself is slow, so it's like a normal fight of a speed 10 monster versus a speed 10 monster. Mm. You wish Naga wasn't so slow? Yeah, the slow is so bad. Like, it's actually terrible. It makes it really hard to consistently get out of the early game because in the early game there's very frequently situations where you can or you should just run away or walk away against many monsters, but Nagas don't have access to that kind of option. They just like it's either don't get detected, don't get into a fight that you cannot win, or literally die or use a consumable in order to escape the fight. Okay, it's kind of bad to fight this bug body because it does very large amounts of cold damage. What is this bolt? I hope that at least it has some good loot for me. Like, this is a pretty crazy monster, an Anaconda Simulacrum. Can bite for 16 to deal up to 33 extra cold damage, and it is very fast. It's crazy dangerous. I'm gonna use paralysis on it, because I do have paralysis. 74%. It misses. It misses. It hits. Okay, thank you for hitting. Yep, if there was a monster that was worth the paralysis charges, that would be the one. And in fact, that was so scary that I don't think I want to continue doing that level. I'll come back to it later. This level has Josephine. Josephine is dangerous because the raids can slow you, so they are excellent support for anything in the game. Very important to not fight those, or to fight Josephine without the support of those. So far, it's going quite well. There we go. Josephine doesn't cast any spells. We got lucky. There's 3 raids. I unfortunately pulled 2 of them upstairs with me, and I also immediately got slowed. I should be able to win this fight. I'm gonna go for Flame Wave. Flame Wave is gonna create a bunch of steam, and the steam will hopefully deal a bunch of damage to the raids. And it kinda does. Take a look at that. Pretty good. Good stuff. Oh yeah, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Let's just go downstairs. I'll do it, but I'll do it like much later. Right now, I am not powerful enough to do that. Maybe when I have cold resistance, if I find it soon, or like after a certain point in the game, I'll have enough HP to be able to do that without cold resistance. I cannot believe that I did that volcano, and that it was a combination of that volcano having a fire dragon and 4 sun demons. Like, that's pretty crazy. A single sun demon would be enough for a volcano that early in the game, I think. The only reason why I was able to do it was because I was an ice elementalist and I had access to like the most powerful kind of thing that you can do or that you can hope to do to such a monster at this point in the game, pretty much. Okay, 10 of Tremor Stones. Yay, that's a very important thing to have if I'm going to be using evocations. Very powerful experience evocable, +7 Longsword. Okay, and a Wand of Digging. Oh, it's only 1 charge. I am almost guaranteed to make Uruk lose the charge in the Wand of Digging, unfortunately. Uruk does have jabs. Yeah, this time it's not silver jabs, it's only normal jabs. Uruk also has very low willpower. We're gonna try to go for paralyzing Uruk. 54%. Ooh, we get lucky and we get immediate paralysis. You have Scale Mail. I have Inner Flame. And I also have Scorch. And now Uruk is weak to fire, paralyzed, and standing on fire. So that's gonna be very fast. A very fast kill against Uruk. Okay. We get a Wand of Digging, very nice. 1 charge, but Wand of Digging nonetheless. I ran out of Identify. 2 Scrolls of Summoning. You know what, those are very good. Very powerful items to have. They can definitely turn around the fight. By the way, is New Spider still guaranteed? It may not be, but I may have gotten unlucky with New Spider. By the way, this thing deals crazy damage. 3 dice of 14 twice with these things, these Foxfires. Ever read it against something with abjuration? I don't think it has happened to me yet, but then again, I also don't use them very often because allies. Why does everything get abjuration? Enemies with it should get Jaras instead. That sounds worse because at least abjuration doesn't hurt you. The Will-O-Wisp is resistant. I thought that it was gonna be weak, but sure. Well, in that case, Scorch. Okay. Fortunately, Hailstorm was able to get rid of that thing. Yeah, that could have been very bad. It's a more dynamic and threatening spell for foes to have. I guess so. Yeah. In that regard, I do agree. It also doesn't abjure everything at the same time, like abjuration does. So I would not complain about that. But then again, I also don't play a lot of summoners, so I'm not negatively impacted um, by the abundance of abjuration in the game. Okay, I'm just gonna take the hatch upstairs because I unfortunately took a lot of damage while fighting these guys. I can run in a pillar dancing, almost about to be at full HP. So the power of pillar dancing and the power of regeneration too. There we go, as easy as that. I as I suspected, this bolt does have a fair amount of nice loot. Let's see what we got here. Let's step on those things to identify them. Did you pick anything up, or did you even step on anything? Hold on, let's go back, and I want to check out. Oh, that's a beast quarterstaff. If I'm gonna be wielding something with, without really using it as a weapon, might as well wield the thing that gives me 10 dexterity. It gives me so much dexterity that without any training on dodging, I still gained 1 evasion. Yeah, that's pretty funny. Dexterity does have an effect on your evasion, but the effect greatly scales with the amount of skill that you have on evasion. Or on dodging. So yeah, there's a good chance that I just wield this thing for the entirety of the game. You need to train a little dodging. I also need to train a little dodging. In fact, it might not be a terrible idea to do it right now. Okay, there we go. Single use of Tin of Tremor Stones with 11 evocations was enough to kill that Hydra. Okay, talking about killing Hydras, we can definitely do that. Let me shout to aggravate it. Freezing Vapor, good stuff. Don't push me away, Mr. Jax, or not Jax Elephants. Unfortunately, I want to Flame Wave, but Flame Wave would remove the clouds because it's a fire spell on cold clouds. So I'm just gonna wait here. I guess I can tap with the quarterstaff. You completely miss. Well, that's a shame. I lost a couple of tiles that were not affected by the condenser vein. Nice, Tin of Tremor Stones doing a very good job. Okay, now there used to be an Hydra over here. Did it die to the clouds or something? Oh, there it is. Okay, get over here. There we go. That's what I thought. It didn't reach me, of course. Ooh, Randall Grove. Oh, jeez. That's a pretty dangerous thing to use. It's powerful, but it's like mommy mode. But I go to 41 intelligence. Experience level 13, 41 intelligence. Jeez, 41 intelligence. 64% spell power on Hailstorm. I guess it doesn't matter that much because it's low level spells that don't really have that much of a high power spell cap, but maybe in the future this is gonna be a very nice thing for me to use. But for now, I think I am better off going back to the Steam scales. Okay, we can Frozen Ramparts and then we can Flame Wave. Kind of like wearing Harm. If you could counteract the amount of damage that you take from Harm, then yes, it would be very reminiscent of Harm. Fortunately, you can counteract weakness to fire by just having enough fire resistance. Okay, this boulder beetle really is failing at reaching me. That's pretty funny. Okay, I have darts, so let's just throw a couple of darts at the boulder beetle. It is weak to poison. Ouch. I guess I earned that. Yeah, that was my own fault. That was of my own doing. Okay, so I pretty much got hit by Torment there, funnily enough. It's doing it again? It's too close to do it. That's bad. Can I hex you? Maybe I can hex you. Hold on. I'm gonna give it a try. 57. Oh, it succeeds. I was prepared for it to fail. And the only reason why I went for that is like the reason why I went for that was because I had 64 HP. So I knew that the next turn I was gonna get regent by my Amulet of Regen, and then I was gonna have 65, and I was not gonna get killed by the roll. The roll doubles the amount of damage that the Boulder Beetle does. So right now, without rolling, it deals 32. While rolling, it deals 64. So yeah, important thing to keep in mind because the damage that these things have when they're rolling is really not okay. Those monsters are a bit too crazy. Okay, run towards the Oklov. Hailstorm the Oklov. Please don't kill me. Okay, 12 evocations, and that's gonna be good for now. I wonder if it's a good idea for me to. Oh yeah, dodging. Yeah, the time has come for me to train like a bit of dodging. You wore a Scarf of Harm with your Fire Elementalist all game to a 3-rune win. How did that go? Did you ever feel like you were exploding, or were you exploding the enemy monsters faster than you were exploding yourself? I guess mages are the best users for harm. Okay, so you remember that wand of digging that I got from Urug earlier? The time has come for me to use it. So that was my only charge of digging, I'm pretty sure. It was well worth it, because it prevented me from taking a million damage from these guys. Instead of that, I turned them into a super easy fight. Um, if there's a moment for you to use a valuable consumable, it's right after getting shafted. And, well, I just got shafted, and my relatively valuable consumable saved me from what otherwise would have been a very nasty fight. So that was pretty good. Stone Arrow, well, there it is. If I wanted to get it, I don't want to get it, but if I wanted to get it, I would have access to it right now without spending any money. Mm. Talking about spending money, it might not be a terrible idea for me to get either Fireball or Starburst. I guess I could get, if I can get Starburst, I can also get Fireball. I could also just go for Ignition and win the game with that. I don't know. I'm not that much of a fan of Ignition because it is a very high investment spell that doesn't do anything to Orbs of Fire. And you will need a plan for Orbs of Fire during the end game. And the only reason why I'm mentioning Orbs of Fire this early in the game is because that spell is a late game spell. So by the time you have it available, you will be fighting that kind of monster. I would like to get to this part of the level. Maybe go here, cast this, and then cast this. Okay, and now I am winning the fight. Perfect. Honestly, there weren't many times where you were taking a lot of damage and you won somehow surviving paralyzed while surrounded by 4 leeches. That sounds like you got lucky. That sounds like you were one crystal spear away from dying. Yeah, I personally don't like harm because I don't like exploding. But yeah, if you say that you were not taking a lot of damage, like leaving that kind of situation aside, that's a pretty good thing. I might use harm in the future with a very powerful spellcaster. Probably not this one. Hmm. Okay, Hydra slow, 55 HP, kind of bad. Tin of Tremor Stones. Tin of Tremor Stones could be good. What's the likelihood of it hitting these things? I think there's a very reasonable chance for it to go towards the Water Moccasin, and I don't want that. Um, Okay, I guess we can just cast Hailstorm or Flame Wave again. Yeah, it's only a four-headed Hydra, so it doesn't have that much damage output. Also, I have 17 armor class and regen, so I should be okay theoretically. Let's take a look at what happens. 10 damage, 23 damage. I see. Let's drink a heal wounds. The Hydra is slow, so it didn't attack that one turn. I am getting relatively close to killing the Hydra. I feel like we're doing well here. I don't want to drink a curing for HP. That feels terrible. It's funny how when I had less evasion, I was dodging more. But now that I have 15 evasion, I am getting hit pretty much every turn. Mm, Placebo. Yeah, evasion is a placebo. But I got an item with plus 10 dexterity. Like, I have to train it. It's like a necessity at this point. I want to stay here one more turn and try to like continue killing the Hydra. The issue here is that my spells are kind of whack for dealing with the Hydra. Flame Wave apparently doesn't deal any damage. I already fully channeled it twice against this Hydra, I'm pretty sure, and it still hasn't died. Um, and of course, a Hailstorm doesn't hit the Hydra. I hate that Hailstorm doesn't hit the monsters that are next to you. I really do. I wish it did hit the monsters that are next to you. At least it could hit them for less damage than it normally deals. Not like it even deals good damage anyway. In fact, I don't know that for sure. Let's take a look at it. 3 dice of 12. It's way more damage than Flame Wave at least. Also, I find it funny that Scorch deals more damage than Flame Wave. Like, right now it deals more damage. It's at 2 dice of 10. And I think that's the maximum damage that a Scorch can deal. Flame Wave can keep scaling after that, but it's not a highly scaling spell is not what you want in the early game. It used to be way better, but it got nerfed pretty hard. Flame Wave. Now I don't think it's so good anymore, unless you're a Behemoth worshipper. If you're a Behemoth worshipper, then you can definitely enjoy Flame Wave a lot, because Behemoth extends the duration of the channel by one turn. So you can make it deal way more damage in a way better area of effect than it normally does. Okay, that went pretty well. Identify, let's see what we got here. Potion of 3, very good. Very good, very important potion to have. It's a potion of half defenses. Ooh, 3 Azure Jellies. If I had any amount of cold resistance, that's pretty good experience that I could reap. But of course, since I don't have cold resistance, they literally kill you. They melt you so fast if you don't have cold resistance. Okay, obviously, having melee is absolutely terrible. I will try to kill them because I know that running away from them is literally impossible. And fortunately, I can kill them very quickly because my build is especially well suited for dealing with monsters that don't have a lot of armor class and that have a very little HP, just like all these bees. If I was a melee character, that would have been slightly painful. I also got lucky that this room was like pretty much in the corner of the level. Let's go for the final floor of Lair. Oh, that could be bad. Fortunately, it was not bad. The boulder beetle could have hit me for so much damage, but it didn't. Let's go upstairs. Okay, Mr. Boulder Beetle, the time has come for you to get affected by a net. That's pretty good. Gonna go for Inner Flame. Haven't used it a lot, but it's very good. Inner Flame, you jump away from the net. Might as well pick it up and throw it again. Okay, jumped away from the net one more time. Dart, are you rolling? You're not rolling. Now you're rolling. Paralysis. Paralysis succeeds. Let me get close to go for a Scorch. Okay, went for Scorch twice and it didn't really do a lot. But fortunately, the wand of paralysis that I have has been extremely helpful at keeping me alive. Like, those early charges of paralysis, big deal. I am very glad that I went for training evocations. And I am also very glad that I didn't need to use those wands before I had them available. Okay, let's go upstairs. That hurt a lot, 33. That's crazy. Okay, hold on. I probably shouldn't rest, or probably shouldn't go down those stairs anymore. No, that's not good. I am going to shout, pull the Hydra towards me. Go for that. Frozen Ramparts, Asokubus Armor, then Scorch. And as long as the Hydra is not next to me while I am using Ramparts, we can definitely kill it very quickly. Oh, finally found some boots. Unfortunately, they are below a cloud of calcifying dust, and that's very dangerous. So we're gonna have to leave them behind for a while. And yeah, no gloves, no boots. No gloves. One pair of boots. What else am I missing? Shield, but I am using a two-handed weapon in the form of this quarterstaff. And let me tell you, this quarterstaff is very good. The 10 dexterity is fantastic, and the quarterstaff itself is not like the worst weapon in the world. It's way worse than my demon whip that I have, but it's a respectable weapon nonetheless. And this does give me a crazy amount of evasion. Right now it doesn't, but the more the game progresses and the more maybe dexterity or evasion that I have, like dodging skill, the more evasion I will get. Okay, what if we do a Tin of Tremor Stones here? Yeah, there we go. That's what I expected. Tin of Tremor Stones melts Hydras, like it destroys Hydra so hard. Well, that would have been a good use for Tin of Tremor Stones right now. But I have Condenser Bane, so I think it's only a matter of running towards here. Using Tin of Tremors, or Condenser Bane rather. We very unfortunately get Clouds of Poison against a Black Mamba. Clouds of Poison are very good, let me tell you. But they're only as good as the amount of time that you have, and I don't think I have that much time with only 8 armor class against so many monsters. It would be great if I had Ignite Poison, and I have it, but I don't have a reason to just go for it right now. It is in that Trismegistus Codex. It has Ignite Poison, Meph, and Freezing Cloud. Ignite Poison Meph is a pretty good combo, actually. It's just that I already have better fire magic than that. But right now, Ignite Poison would turn all these clouds into clouds of fire that would kill the Black Mamba, and it would also deal a ton of damage to every one of these guys because they're poisoned. And it would deal even more damage the more the poison progresses. Okay. You take 14. So the only thing that I am worried about is the Black Mamba. Like the rest of these things die super quickly. You can see that they are almost already dead. Meph is an instant win versus a lot of enemies, even Sot. Yeah, it's pretty good against Draconians. It's crazy that I've been getting hexed pretty much by every Basilisk that I have seen. If only I had the ability to resist that. What even is the chance for them to hex me? Hold on. 29%. It is relatively high, very high actually. But unfortunately, I don't have many other options. This is a pretty bad fight between the Catoblepas and the Black Mamba. I cannot run away and I cannot really fight it. Okay, there we go. That's what I was hoping for. The Black Mamba getting petrified. Um, so now what we're gonna do is Inner Flame the Black Mamba, and we are going to cast Hailstorm on it. Okay. Inner Flame petrified. We are gonna do it again. So I'm trying to kill the Black Mamba so that it explodes and it hurts the Catoblepas. It's almost dead. One more. There we go. And it also kills the Catoblepas because it was weak to fire because of melt. Or not melt, because of scorch. Yeah, melt from Reef Wizard really reminds me of scorch. It's funny because they are not really that similar. Other than they are a single target fire spell. Melt doesn't even reduce fire resistance in the way that Scorch does. Okay, so that Inoxidil is dangerous. It has Iron Shot. And of course, evasion being a placebo, I cannot rely on it to dodge it. So might as well just be resting here. Try to go upstairs with that frog and fail to do so. Okay, so I think the Catoblepas that I killed was the one that was guarding this pair of boots. Okay, level 14. Look at my HP, geez. 126 at level 40 is very high for a spellcaster that is not an ogre. Of course, you do get the downside of not being with a god. Well, I guess you kind of are with Shabriados, you know, after all the incredible stats. Hello, Shaper. My night is going relatively well. We have a pretty good run in Rift Wizard going, and we just started this character a couple of hours ago. An hour and 38 minutes ago, according to the game. Ouch. How much willpower do you have? Not a lot. We have paralysis for you then. Goodbye. Another one. Okay, must be that lair ending that is Abyss themed. I wonder what this ending has. That could be the worst thing that could kill me. Like the worst thing that this bolt has. You feel like an imposter. You can barely get to lair anymore. It happens a lot after your first win that you get your first win and then you can barely get past the early game for a couple of games and then it comes back to you. Yeah, you would be surprised. Okay, it's resistant to fire. Might as well go for ramparts then. Funny thing, ramparts doesn't work on trees. So I guess we're gonna freeze this guy. And I know that I don't wanna do Flame Wave while I am in the middle of those trees, because if we do, there's an extremely high chance that we end up engulfing ourselves in fire, and that is very bad. Yep, I could have been right in the middle of that, but fortunately I had the foresight not to do it. Yeah, this time I did. I have had it happen in the past, and I think now it is like embedded onto my permanent scroll knowledge that I probably shouldn't do that, even with decent amounts of resistance. Sus. You picked up this +5 canned crossbow with penetration, poison resistance, fire resistance, and 5 intelligence. That sounds like a pretty good thing. What is that, by the way? Fine chainmail. Okay, fingers crossed for that being good. It's bad. It's highly enchanted, but it has negative willpower. Negative willpower is like one of the worst properties in the game. It's only good if you have already incredible amounts of willpower, and we don't have that. I like the description for the demonic trees. And despite its bizarre appearance and occasional unsettling movement, it seems harmless. It is susceptible to bolts of lightning and to sufficiently intense sources of fire. Burning this tree releases a cloud of pure chaos instead of flames. So Flame Wave makes them burn. This bolt is bad. I think the correct thing for me to do, like it's gonna sound absolutely crazy, but I think the correct thing for me to do is to flame wave outside of the bolt and like remove the trees and just like proceed with no trees. And the reason why is because I literally cannot use my best damage spell inside there because I could be in the middle of that, and that kills me. Row of Folly run, go DigiCaster with mode Row of Folly, and then win the game without ever removing the Row. You can do it. You cannot do it starting on D1, but you can do it. Especially as a demigod, um, you just need to find Firestorm early enough and just go with that. And I mean Firestorm. Like you need Firestorm because the other level 9s are not gonna cut it. You need Firestorm. Okay, so I'm gonna do it again. Look at that. Well, that is cute. Gonna carefully walk through the, or like not through the fire, like very carefully not walk through the fire and try to get to the stairs before I get absolutely dumpstered by these abyssal fellows. I could also just hold my ground on this fire. Trashing horror. At least it's not a mighty trashing horror. Is it fire resistant? It is. What else do I have? It is fire resistant and cold resistant. This would be a nice time to have stun arrow, but I didn't get it. You hold your ground, you feel ill. Okay, so almost destroyed, and they are stuck over there because they will refuse to come close to me if they need to step through fire. Seriously? It was all the way over there and now it's here? It's affected by Inner Flame. It's gonna die. And it's gonna explode and I'm gonna take damage. How hard does it hit? Twice for 16. I wonder if I would be able to stall it off to wait out the Inner Flame by casting Osokubu's armor here. It's probably not gonna work very well. A lot of willpower, cannot charm it. 40%. There's a teleport trap nearby. I could definitely use that. Yeah, that's the correct thing to do. I'm not gonna teleport myself, or am I? I'm gonna teleport myself. Ooh, that's the one place where I didn't want to land. Oh, there's Randa. Oh, I'm not gonna say no to that. Unfortunately, it doesn't give me willpower, but that's like 90% of what you need to win the game. I only need willpower now. Okay, that's pretty funny. Yeah, I'm not gonna say no to that. The best part about that is that it even is a staff. It's not a quarter staff; it's a staff, and you need um, you need evocations for it, and I already have a bunch of it, so that's a pretty nice thing to find. But I am not gonna grab it immediately. I'm just gonna read my scroll of teleport. I have 15 after all, and I'm just gonna try to bail before dying. And I'm gonna leave you with a nice parting gift in the form of some clouds of fire. I would like to heal, thank you. Slap so hard with staff plus Evo skills. Do I have fire resistance? I do not. I wish I had fire resistance, and in fact I am very close to having fire resistance, but I don't have it yet. Let me cast more Flame Wave. Yep. It's a shame that that this is something that I feel like I have to do for this bolt, just because I don't have the resistance. If I had the resistance, I would definitely just like not care too much. Oh, that's a shame. Okay. So, nothing here hexes. Nothing here hexes. I could really Boon and charm this big thrashing horror. Now please kill everything. I could also charm. No, I could mind burst the ancient Zyme. Now please kill the smoke demon. I can walk away from there. Yeah, I think my thrashing horror killed the smoke demon. Okay, there it is. Okay, it is resistant to electricity, fire, cold, and drowning. My ramparts again. Stop that. Stop pushing me and breaking my ramparts. Jeez, I can't believe that it happened twice in a row. Okay. So unfortunately, it seems that I have freed all these abyssal horrors into the entirety of the level. But at least they're rather low-level abyssal horrors. Imagine if this had like a tentacled star spawn or what's the thing? I always forget about it. It's like Wretched Star or something. Yeah, imagine if it had one of these. That one is awful. It's like one of the worst monsters that spawns in the abyss. Sure, let's just scorch down the ancient Zyme. As long as we don't take damage, we don't have anything to worry about when it comes to sick. But of course, the moment that we start taking damage, sick becomes a relatively undesirable thing to have. The time has come for me to go upstairs. Okay. In case you don't know, sick makes you not regen until you are not sick anymore. Did you run into Mleoglotl? It is a lair ending that has a bunch of abyssal monsters. Abyssal lair ending, abyssal forests, I think. Smoke demons have fire immunity. They're greatly resistant to fire. They have 2 pips of resistance. They're not immune, so you can affect them with Scorch, and that does make them take more damage. But it's not the thing that I want to do. Interesting. Give me that. That's mine. Oh. The boots are amazing. The staff, the elemental staff is amazing. I am gonna drop the demon whip. Like, I really thought that I was gonna end up using that, but surprisingly, the game gave me crazy good things to use instead of that. Cloak of the Thief. I am very incentivized to grab the Cloak of the Thief. Stream hacks. Yeah, streamer loot, especially because I'm playing online in a server. I have to pay my bribe to the server host so I get the good loot. Immolation is pretty good now in their Fire 2. Yeah, Immolation is amazing. I'm always a fan of using Scrolls of Immolation. Also, yeah, as you mentioned, the fact that I have immunity to fire, or near immunity to fire pretty much, allows me to be as reckless with my inner flaming and immolation as I want. I'm gonna get the Cloak of the Thief because this character will most likely never care about having negative slaying, and it is like a +2 armor class cloak compared to what I currently have. I could also get the money, but the money is not that important to me yet, and I have another scroll that's coming, so I also want to read that second scroll. I could use this rope now. I am gonna put it on. Yeah, I have 3 pips of fire resistance even with the weakness to Fire Cloak. This is absolutely insane. This is not real. Yeah, this character, what is going on? Like, this character is so powerful. Whoa, dude. It's crazy. I have 41 intelligence, experience level 14. Oh my, like, the moment that I start getting spells that really take advantage of having high willpower or high, sorry, not high willpower, high spell power, it's gonna get absolutely insane. And I cannot believe that I was thinking about not doing Lure 6. When I went into Lure 6 and I saw those um, Dream Sheep, I was like, okay, I'm gonna leave that for later on. I'm glad that I didn't. Yeah, this is obscene. This is ridiculous, and this is great. So we are gonna continue with this. Let's go to Orc. Yeah, now we have like nothing to fear. We have a spell enhancer, 41 intelligence. I can flame wave and it actually deals damage now. How much damage does it deal now? 2 dice of 12. It is pretty pitiful still, but it's fine. Oh, that sucks. That's I think like people would call that the reason to use the Cloak of the Thief. I call it a downside on the fact that it breaks line of sight and forces me to reposition to have line of sight of things. Oh yeah, something important that I need is resistance to or like willpower. You know, if I don't have willpower, it's gonna be really, really, really bad when it comes to fighting sorcerers. Leech. What's up with this character? It's getting everything. And Nork comes into view, it's wielding Leech. That's pretty funny. Okay, so in case you don't know, Leech is a demon blade that heals you for the entirety of the damage that it deals. No, it's the other way around. Leech is the one that heals you every melee attack. And obviously it's pretty crazy with harm because it makes you deal a ton of damage, take a ton of damage. It also drains you if you unwield it, and it has resistance to negative. Really a spicy weapon. I haven't used it since it was reworked. It used to not be like that. It used to not have harm. Jin or Deep Dwarf would be nice with it. Oh, Deep Dwarf loves Leech. Deep Dwarf loves any weapon that gives it the ability to press staff. Yeah, it's very funny. Deep Dwarf is not really in a good spot. Because it used to be that Deep Dwarf could just go Trog and hope for a vampiric weapon, or could go Maclef and just like get healed with Maclef. And now those things just don't happen anymore because those gods are not that good now. That's a big shame. Okay, so regardless of what I do, the Warlord is gonna be a big issue. I should probably turn that off. Let's train some Air Magic because I have CBL. I could use CBL to go Orc into Elf. With this amount of spell power, with 41 intelligence, elemental staff, like I have to go for CBL. You're not a fan of draining when unequipping a weapon. You tend to switch weapons a lot. I kind of used to do that, and I still sometimes do it, but I prefer very much not having to do it. Having the elemental staff, like Leech has some harsh competition with this character. I don't think I'm gonna be wielding Leech, to be completely fair. 14? No, 13's gotta be good, especially with 41 intelligence. Okay, so fortunately, because I have 3 pips of fire resistance, I have no respect for these guys. Zero respect whatsoever. I can just run away from them. The Orc Warlord, on the other hand, absolutely terrifying. Like, I don't want to fight that guy. Okay, please get shafted this time around, Mr. Warlord. Oh, that doesn't work. I need to maneuver in a way that the Warlord eats the shaft trap twice. Jeez. Okay, please don't kill me, Mr. Warlord. Please don't kill me, Mr. Warlord. I need to clear the entirety of this level before... What is up with this shaft trap? Why is it not shafting the Warlord? I can't believe this. I cannot kill it. I straight up cannot kill it. It has too many defenses for me to even try. In fact, I thought that it was a miracle when I was able to kill the knight before. Please get shafted. Okay, it's just not gonna get shafted. I give up. I don't think I can shaft you. Okay, since I have a Nork 1 Warlord, I'm just gonna go outside. Yeah, it's immune to shafting. Okay, I'll come back later. That was a strange. That was a strange. Yeah, that was so weird. That kind of thing just doesn't happen. But that warlord happened to to just be able to step on a shaft trap like 17 times and not get shafted. If the game doesn't want me to shaft that warlord, I won't try to shaft the warlord. Okay, let me tell you that the defenses that this character has are pretty good. 18, 17 at this point in the game makes me feel very confident. Also, the character almost looks like a character that can just go win the game. The only thing that I am missing is willpower. I need like 2 sources of willpower to be safe. Never saw a monster avoid the shaft so many times. GF added a comment to screw me over. Who knows? Maybe that happened. Oh, by the way, I never read this. Oh, never mind. It's not that I didn't read it. It's just that I got it. That's a third acquirement. That robe, I don't care about it. We have a much better one that I would replace for a robe of Archmagi, of course. Book of Power, let's see what it has, because I used to remember it as the Book of Haste way back in the day, and then Haste was removed, and then I used to remember it as the Book of Iron Shot, and now I don't think it even has Iron Shot anymore. Oh, it does. Okay. I'm not gonna get that anyway, because if I didn't go for Stone Arrow, I'm also not gonna be going for Iron Shot. I don't have resistance to corrosion, but I might be able to kill a D12 acid dragon without many complications. And there it is. Oh, Psyche has a robe of willpower, so I could. Oh wow, Psyche healed me with the with the Arc of Chaos. I mean, I guess sure. You don't have distortion. When Psyche has distortion, that's when Psyche is dangerous, of course. I've heard. I don't know how it's supposed to be pronounced. Psych. The other day, someone mentioned Psych instead of Psyche, and that was the low English moment for that day. So I guess I should be wearing these. I do sacrifice a teeny tiny bit of damage. Yeah, I literally lose 2 damage maximum on Flame Wave, so I don't care too much about losing the 8. I don't care too much about losing the 8 intelligence for now. Eventually, when I have better items to give me willpower, I'll go back to that row, most likely. And wow, that's acquirement number 4. Oh yeah, I never grabbed this. Let's get the money. Wow, again? That's not the first +0 plate armor with harm that I have seen with this character. That's the second one. And the first one was equally bad. Let's take a look at this. Oh. Well, I know what I am grabbing. I don't know about you, but I'm grabbing refrigeration. Most likely. Psyche. Psyche. Psych. I'm grabbing refrigeration, but I also don't have to grab it immediately because I might find it. I cannot cast it yet. In fact, let's just turn off Air Magic. Let's drain this to 16. And we should be able to cast it by the time we can do Elf, hopefully. Yeah, it's a bit of a shame that it came so far into the game. If it had come earlier, I would have devoted a lot more experience towards getting that. You haven't heard bot use, but you personally use Psych? Who knows? That's a lot of Orc Warriors. I wonder where they're all coming from. Oh, that's my bad. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to go for Hailstorm. I think I'm just gonna sit here and wait. Yeah, literally sitting there and waiting did the trick. Also, 0 skill, -2 slaying, melee with the staff is doing wonders. Google search pronounces it with 2 syllables. Psyche. I don't know if I can pronounce that, star polemic. I tried, but I am not going to attempt to pronounce it. You often pronounce why a disto dagger. Okay, that makes sense. I also pronounce it like that. But I think the only time that I have seen Psyche or Psych or whatever it's supposed to be have a distortion dagger in recent times was when I got banished, like the first turn that I got meleeed by Psych or Psyche. What if I randomly switch between the two of them just to like annoy people? I feel like that would be very funny. Paralysis, please. Thank you. Okay. Inner Flame. Scorch. Flame seeps out of the enormous slime creature. Your Demigod Splat also had an early Elemental Staff, by the way. Oh no. Very some of you. Elemental Staff is kind of like a god as a weapon. Kind of. It's like Caslal, but better if you think about it. Did I get hit by that? I think I may have gotten hit by that. I'm not sure because I didn't really take that much damage. Shouts to having 3 pips of the resistance. And okay, that's pretty funny. That's pretty funny game. D13 going in with such an amazing loadout. A Shadow Dragon comes into view. Of course, the one resistance that is not provided by the Elemental Staff. So you know what you're supposed to do? You're supposed to go down to D14. Castle bobs your elemental spells, kind of. Okay, we have a Pyromancer here, but this time I'm not afraid of the doing a little bit of deforestation because I am immune or nearly immune to fire damage. Nice. Is it really a good idea to flame wave the forest without knowing what's there? I was standing on the stairs. Worst case scenario, I could go upstairs. 10% banishment is really bad. This ball has a lot of scary lower D depth monsters. I can see that. Yep. A wizard definitely qualifies as a scary lower D depth monster. So I have a book that has Fireball. I wonder if I should just get that right now. The thing that was stopping me from getting Fireball was the fact that it's kind of trash with low spell power, but now I don't have low spell power anymore. I have an enhancer that I will wield for pretty much the entirety of the game, so I need to go back and buy that. Yeah, I'm gonna wait a turn, and by wait a turn I mean use a Scorch, and then you flame wave. The Aborisk. What does that mean? Just out of curiosity, I don't think I've ever read that. So yeah, I can believe this bolt having nasty things. It was fine to just flame wave on the stairs. Like, what's the worst thing that could have happened after flame waving on the stairs? Like I see something truly messed up. I have a silence scroll for that. Paraphilic landscaper. Paraphilic landscaper. Yeah, I guess this character really is doing a little bit of terraforming by indulging in terrible deforestation. Person who works with trees, usually in a preservation way. Okay, that's pretty funny. I wish I had a scroll of identify for that unidentified scroll. It was meant in irony. I know. We are going to go back and buy that Book of Fire. Give me that. Busy's bookshop. Yep. Still waiting on Ignite Poison. The moment that I get Ignite Poison, or sorry, not Ignite Poison. In this case, it's the other way around. The moment that I get Toxic Radiance is the moment that we go for Ignite Poison. Might not be necessary though, because it seems that I have access to. It seems that we're gonna have access do that thing that I cannot remember. Refrigeration. Yes, that's what I meant. Um, I wonder what's gonna be better between getting Fireball now, like getting a higher power level on Fireball. Like, look at my skills. I don't think I can justify casting Fireball with 5 Fire Magic. Normally you need like 10, but it's just the fact that I have such a crazy good intelligence that it's making me have decent spell power. How come no shielding? I haven't found a good shield. I did find a buckler, but I've heard that bucklers well, you know what it is with the shield. They got nerfed pretty hard for mages. Haven't really wanted to give it a try. I guess this is a good character for testing how impactful that nerf is. So buckler, let's pick that up and let's put it on. Before that, let's take a look at my success rates. I am assuming the fireball is gonna be like not good after this. Oh, it's only 10%. Okay, that's manageable. I mean, I would prefer to be completely neutralized at 4 shield like it used to be, but I guess we can just roll with it for now. Buckler is found around 6 to 8 skill. Yeah, at least for now, training the spell schools are gonna be way more is gonna be way more impactful than just wearing the buckler. And also, I was not wearing a shield before because the quarterstaff that I was using is two-handed. And by the way, if I'm gonna use a shield, might as well just drop that. You've been trying to start Fighter for the Buckler and then switch into spells if you get any good ones. Interesting. Have you considered starting Cinder Acolyte instead? I feel like Cinder Acolyte is the ultimate hybrid start. Like, it actually is a fantastic hybrid start. You get kinda meh melee, but you get such a good spell on level 2. And you also have Ignis. Mostly find new shield. I'll take your word for it. Yeah, I haven't tried new shield a lot. I only tried it with my previous character, and I was not so happy to not be able to cast level 9 spells, but they were level 9 spells after all. Yeah, Cinder Acolyte is absolutely hybrid. In fact, I tend to play them just like as spellcasters at the very start of the game. But they have pretty good strength, so they can wear heavy armor or not so heavy armor. They can swing a weapon. You can kind of do whatever you want. You do sacrifice some dexterity, but I don't care too much about having low dexterity. As long as it doesn't actually penalize my accuracy, I don't care about having low dexterity. So I generally get 10 dexterity and that's it. Wish we had more practical orbs for late game. Oh yeah, me too. You know what I really want? I want to be able to wield the Orb of Sod. Like, it can be ridiculously overpowered, I think. For the downside that it is like starting the orb run, I think you should be able to wield the Orb of Sod. In fact, it's crazy to me that there's an item called Orb, and there's a thing called the Orb of Sod, and you cannot pick up and use the Orb of Sod. That's crazy. It's the moment has come to de-goldify the Orb of Sod, so you can wield it as a shield or as an orb, I guess. It's not really a shield. Let's go back down to the D14. Yeah, we're obviously not doing D13 because D13 is absolutely vile. In case you didn't see, D13 has a Shadow Dragon. A Shadow Dragon. Of all the dragons that it could have, it has a Shadow Dragon. The one that doesn't get resisted by the elemental stuff. That's a pretty good War Axe, let me tell you. Yeah, I have something exponentially better, but that's pretty amazing nonetheless. Orb of Sod could be just a permanent Might and Brilliance offhand. Could be amazing. You've gotten that one before. That one is not it's not an Randart. It's just a Randart with that name, but probably different properties is what you got. Yeah, it would be pretty cool. Also, it's very nice that I can just staff down with the elemental staff with 0 skill. I'm gonna pick that up. Very nice thing to have if I'm gonna be hexing with my wands. Freezing Wraith. Okay, you know what's gonna be fun about this Freezing Wraith? I'm gonna cast a Scorch, and it's actually dying. That's crazy. I remember vividly trying to scorch down freezing rates and completely failing to do so. Of course, I was wondering why was I dying, but then I remembered that I was barbed. Okay. You have 12 evocation even with 0 staff. Yeah, 12 evocation definitely does something. Um, what do you have? Wand of Flame. I don't think I care too much about that. It was a Kulisivora shapeshifter. This level does have some nasty things. Yeah, that Rakshasa is definitely not a friendly fellow. That Force Lance might hurt. Get over here, Mr. Rakshasa. This does feel like the kind of bolt that I would like to skip. Oh wow, why are you mighty? Where did you get that from? Did you drink a potion of might? Oh yeah, it just drank a potion of might. That's really unfortunate. How hard does it hit? 20 plus longsword. Now it's 30 plus longsword. Hmm. 3 Rakshasas mighty. That's so scary. Um, we should be able to survive here. Oh wait, I have Fireball now. Why am I waiting? I can just Fireball you. You know what I also have, but I chose to throw into the floor. I have an Amulet of Mana Regen. Oh, it's not on the floor. Okay, I'm just gonna put it on because I feel like with this character, normal regen is not gonna be as good as Mana Regen. After all, we have very powerful magic already in the form of refrigeration. We don't have it yet. Refrigeration. We don't have it castable, but we have it as a plan for the future. So yeah, we can just like refrigerate like crazy. That's not going as well as as good as I want it to go. Yeah, the Boulder Beetle is barely taking 80 damage. Um, Fortunately, I have very good cold resistance, so I'm not afraid of this Centaur warrior. I'm mostly afraid of the Boulder Beetle. I cannot believe that it's not died yet. The Elite is still at lightly wounded past 2 casts of Flame Wave. I wonder if charming this Boulder Beetle and displacing it into the Ice Dragon will make it become mad, because I'm standing on a cloud of fire. I guess we're gonna have to find out right about now. Hold on, not Bind Burst. Charming. Aha. Okay, please do your thing. You kill the Ice Dragon. Okay, this bolt does seem to have some nasty monsters. It's very funny that the moment that I take off my Amulet of Regen, I get into a fight where I would like to have Amulet of Regen. Okay. I would prefer you to retreat towards here. Now get me to the stairs before I die. Okay, we can continue now. Round 2 against this Boulder Beetle. What should we do against this Boulder Beetle? Should I Quiver Fireball? That's probably a better question. Should I Quiver Fireball? I probably should Quiver Fireball. It's not on my quiver. Does it really have that bad of a success rate? It's at 8%. Fireball. Okay, there we go. That's fine. Steam Heli Wounded, weak to fire. Maybe we can Fireball again. After all, it is weak to fire. Do you have a favorite elementalist, or are they all decent? Ice elementalist is my favorite. In fact, this character started as an ice elementalist. Funny thing that you mentioned that, or funny thing that you ask. So Ice Elementalist is by far my favorite because it's super powerful, like it's ridiculously powerful, and it's also so cheap to train for. Um, Look at my ice magic. It was like 6 before I got refrigeration, and my fire magic was 5. But I guess that one doesn't matter that much. But my ice magic was so low, and it was very functional, obviously. I was not really struggling to kill anything. So that just goes to show how powerful Ice Elementalist is. You might try Draconian Ice Elementalist. That seems like a very good combo. I would really recommend it. I think you're gonna have a pretty good experience with that. Okay, I'm miscasting Fireball like crazy. I wonder how much of an impact does it have to take this buckler off. 4. Okay, we are not using the buckler. It's only 3 shield. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna drop it. It doesn't really do anything, and it does seem to be impacting my spellcasting in a negative way, like too much. From 7 to 4%. Okay, walk forward. We are gonna Flame Wave. Maybe we're gonna cast Osukubus Armor first. Enormous slime creature. We're gonna paralyze it. We get the paralysis, and then we do the good old 1/2 of Inner Flame plus Fireball, and Fireball, and Fireball again. And it is almost dead. So we're gonna Fireball one more time. We miscast. Scorch then. I mean, if it's not gonna work, might as well Scorch. And yet again, I forgot that it does a big explosion because it's a giant monster. And I got hit by the explosion, but fortunately, the explosion barely dealt any damage to me. After all, I had pretty good defenses and resistances. Inner Flame. Now I need you to jump away, Mr. Boulder Beetle. Okay, that's the opposite of jumping away. There is a teleport trap over here, but I don't think I care too much to use it against this Boulder Beetle. I might have to use it later on. We are going to charm the Boulder Beetle. That would be very funny, charming a Boulder Beetle that is affected by Inner Flame. Okay, now I need an enemy to use this Boulder Beetle on. Unfortunately, I'm not gonna reach it in time. I think I should just tell the Boulder Beetle to retreat over here. Okay, close the door. Close the door. Oh wait, maybe just like close this door. And then close this door. Close this door. And then close this door. And then hope that it doesn't try to get out and close this door. And now we can just like leave the Boulder Beetle trap forever. There's nothing of value in there other than a Boulder Beetle that apparently is unkillable. Oh, I got marked. You know, getting marked in this level is bad because this level has a million monsters for no good reason. Put it in a box. Okay, six-headed Hydra. Put that box in another box. This level has the entrance to bolts because of that D14 human. It might have been D13, the one that had the entrance to bolts, but we just don't know because of how the level has a shadow dragon. For no good reason, the level has a shadow dragon. No cancel. I have one. I think cancel is more valuable later on. I also have so many scrolls of teleport that if things get truly messed up, I could reliably escape. That's what it feels, or that's what I feel right now when it comes to the current situation. Let's do Inner Flame. Wait for dudes to surround the human, and then go for a fireball. The human explodes. You kill the bolt guard, okay. I think my Frozen Rampart should kill everything, but I can definitely go for for Inner Flame. Okay. I have 3 pips of fire resistance. I'm not afraid of getting a bit too close to my explosions. Yeah, you take 5 damage, but everything literally died, so it's not an issue. Refresh Frozen Ramparts, Fireball the Bolt Guard. The mark wore off while I was in a fight. I got very lucky because nothing really came from the other side. That could have been nasty, but it was not really that nasty. I have a very good feeling that I already killed the bulk of the dangerous monsters in here, but it might not be the case, of course. A broken gate here. Yep, a broken gate. Let's see what else we got. Great Mace of Draining. I don't care about it. Great Maces and Great Swords. Big two-hander weapons that I tend to not use and that I will most definitely not use with this character. So it's very funny. Yeah, like crawl corners are your friends. Rift Wizard corners, if you try to use this spell, or like the Rift Wizard variant of this spell, I guess, you're not gonna be having such a good time. Intelligence. I think intelligence. There's a very good likelihood that we just go for a rove for the entirety of the game. We already have a fantastic rove. 3% fireball. One isn't a lot. Yeah, one isn't a lot. We got only one monster. Okay, another boulder beetle, but this one died to 4 fireballs. That's the good stuff. 3 dice of 17. They deal a pretty good amount of damage. Now you're not resistant to fire. Normally I am terrified of gargoyles because I can barely punch past their armor class by the time in the game where I first encounter them, but not this time around. I think I'm gonna pick up and not use the Amulet of Regeneration. I'm gonna pick it up and I'm gonna keep it around in case I need it. Yeah, the time might come where I need that, but who knows? Ideally, I would find a better Amulet of Regen, like one of those fabled Amulets of Regen, Mana Regen. I have gotten them before. They're really good when you have them, especially obviously on a character that does care about Mana Regen. Oh, I got hit for 33. Might as well take the chance and just run away. In that regard, the Cloak of the Thief is very nice because it pretty much immediately resets the fight for you. Like, if you don't want to take the fight, you just don't take the fight. Okay, please die. Thank you for dying. Alright, where's the Boulder Beetle? It's right there. We can just go for this. One more. There we go. So yeah, this bolt does have some depths monsters like stone giants, ice dragons, bunch of boulder beetles too. I think it's very funny, but I think the boulder beetles have been literally the most dangerous thing that I have seen in this bolt. Okay. Yeah, I was about to ask if Death Knights still have Pain Mirror, and apparently they do. You take 20. Resetting fights is the only decent thing about a Spriggan. Yeah, and that is not even like something that I would consider to be that good because you're forced to do it. It's not like you can do it, it's that you need to do it in order to be able to play a Spriggan that's like even remotely competent. Yeah, how have your Spriggans been going, Shaper? Talking about that, I hope that you haven't been too frustrated with them. Paralyze 8%. The unfortunate downsides of only having one source of willpower, 8%. She won? Yay, you won Spriggan, amazing. How many species do you have left? And how many backgrounds do you have left? Good, better than decent. For sure it is. This bolt is supposed to be like rather dangerous bolt, and I can see it for sure. I mean, that was kind of nasty. But my character is just so powerful that it doesn't matter too much. It's crazy. Also, I am really going crazy on the deforestation here for convenience purposes. Okay, let me tell you that having a character that can make you good use of Fireball is very pleasant. I haven't had that happen in a while. Yeah, I think ever since Deep Fire Elementalist was something that I decided was no longer good, I haven't really had a character that has had such a high quality Fireball. Yeah. And it's not even that good yet. I mean, it's at, what, 3 dice of 18? It's only at 44% power. The more the game progresses, the better that we'll get. So, believe it or not, I'm not going to use that Ring of Slaying. I mean, I'm using the Cloak of the Thief. This character really couldn't care any less about slaying. Yeah, and I'm also using the one weapon in the game where like it doesn't care about slaying. Okay. Oh, that sucks. Okay, that's a shame. Well, fortunately, I have so much mana that it's not really an issue to fireball like crazy. I am a demigod. I have 8 spell casting, and I also have a ring of mana. Um, so yeah, and I'm using an Amulet of Mana Regen. You stab a paralyzed Jackdaw captain. It gets blinked to the edge of the line of sight, wakes up and shoots you when almost dead. That sounds like fun. Just human and Delver. You do human Delver. You once triggered an enchanter. It went okay. You got a +9 disturb up here. Um, that's pretty good. I wouldn't use it. I wouldn't use this weapon in general. At least I wouldn't use it with like 90% of the characters. But I guess if there is a character that can make use of distortion and not be absolutely dumpstered as a result, it's probably Spriggan. That's not good. That's not good indeed. That I would even go as far as to say that it's kind of bad. You know, it's very funny because I always do Formices and they never get the Laja Tango speed. I mean, I shouldn't complain because my last Formice got the Laja Tango border, and that's a pretty cool weapon to use as well. I used it for the entirety of the game. Um, but I have never gotten a character that wants to use the Laja Tango speed. Now, I wonder if I can just Fireball Agnes. I probably should go for Tin of Tremorstones instead. That deals a fair amount of damage, pretty much halves Agnes's HP. Tin of Tremorstones again, doesn't kill. Fireball, goodbye. It's such a nice thing to be able to kill Agnes so consistently. There is like perks of being a spellcaster, because a melee character cannot do that. Melee character is bound to getting past Agnes's amazing evasion, which is not really gonna happen, by the way. Spoilers, it's not gonna happen. You had Manifold Assault. You were banishing a line of sight range while you were casting Enfeeblement. Does that really do a lot for you when it comes to... Oh no. Oh, seriously. Subdued magic. Wow, that's like insulting. That insults me in a personal level, especially because I don't have mutation. Jeez. Oh, where did that... Oh my... Okay, so something like a sequence of unfortunate events has unfolded. First, I just realized that I have a book, a Young Poisoner's Handbook on D6. So that this character would have looked mighty different if I had noticed that before. I could have just come back and picked that up so early into the game. Right now, I don't think. I think the ship has set sail on that because we have refrigeration. But I could have gone for that. Also, I got subdued magic, so my spell power kind of went down the drain. Fireball 3 dice of 16. You know what? I didn't really lose a lot, but I definitely want to get that back. Also, I think the time has come for me to start training Ice Magic. It's fine because I was casting this at 3 dice of 15 and it was okay, so we're okay. Yeah, the moment that I find a better willpower source too, like a ring of willpower, I will be able to go back to my old robe of +8 intelligence. It was crazy how good of an item that was. Okay, Hailstorm, goodbye. Oh, we got 5 key rare. That's very nice. The Efreet is immune, so we're gonna have to use Frozen Ramparts and just wait. Maybe freeze it when it comes close. Nessos, okay. Nessos, it's a very nice thing that we have a corner around. So we can go around the corner, paralyze Nessus. Nessus resisted. That kind of thing doesn't happen. In case you are wondering, Nessus has some of the lowest willpower in the entirety of the game, so it's very easy for you to hex Nessus. Um, wow, this character has been getting some very good spells. Ignition, I guess it already has a Starburst too. It has Fridge, it has a high level air magic spells. MCC, it has LCS. I have the trilogy of spells: Stone Arrow, Iron Shot, and LCS. I'm not gonna use either of them. I don't. The only one that I like from those is Stone Arrow. And this character doesn't need to do that kind of thing, so I'm not gonna go for it. Okay, just wait for the knight to die. Literally wait for the knight to die. Morris multiplied by Centaur Warrior equals Nessus. Wait, no, Erika due to the poison. But Erika goes invisible, doesn't she? Let's take a look. Invisibility, confuse. Yeah, I don't know if if that is an apt comparison. Nessus is a relatively unique monster. It's like a Centaur that blinks away. Erika does poison and fire with her weapon. Their new hex is less good. Yeah, Anguish, I think, is the name of the new hex. Do you really not like it? I mean, I was thinking of trying to do a hexes run because of the new hex. Yeah, but maybe it was during like the day or so that it was incredibly good. When it was literally one-shotting Tormentors. Okay, I'm tabbing the Dire Elephant. Okay, I'm stopping that because the Dire Elephant was like not having any of my shenanigans. There we go, as easy as that. You got it late game. Purple Dragon. Purple Draconian is very good. You get willpower and you get the anti-magic breath, right? Or it's not anti-magic, it's like Quicksilver breath. Yep. And Sticky Flame. I think also the ship has set sail on that. I have very nice books with this character, let me tell you. Spelling energy, yeah, Quicksilver. Okay, we slow Jorgrun with Curer, and then we go for Fireballs, and that kills Jorgrun. No petrification. I think it might be a good idea for me to use this Ring of Evasion instead of the Ring of Positive Energy that I was using before. We also got an upgrade to my helmet at some point. I should add a Force more for when I pick up something like that. Alarm Trap on D15. I have already done the vast majority of D15, so let me tell you that I'm not too afraid of this Alarm Trap. But still, for safety's sake, I'm gonna walk towards the stairs. Yeah, back then when I was trying to run away from the alarm trap, I accidentally ran into the bolt's entrance. But fortunately, I was powerful enough to be able to deal with the bolt's entrance. So D13 has a Shadow Dragon. We definitely don't want to mess with that. I think I'm powerful enough to be able to do the Orc 1 Warlord. Okay. Do that, do this, do this. So Osokubu's Armor, Frozen Ramparts, Inner Flame. The Orc Warlord has Blade of Cold Resistance, but I have Fireball. 2,000 years later, it's not dying. Yeah, it's eating all the fireballs because it is, after all, a high level, highly armored, high HP orc. At least it didn't have a fire resistance. Okay. Thinking that I should get Starburst as well. I like Starburst. Starburst Zombie Hands is a fantastic combination that I kind of have access to with this character. Probably not gonna go for it because I have Refrigeration. But yeah, you can definitely do that if you want to win the game. By the way, what's up with this Elf Band in Orc 1? Elf Band and Warlord in Orc 1. Something seems kind of fishy here. Is this the entrance to Elf or something? It's not the entrance to Elf. I think it was just a random bolt that got placed with disproportionately dangerous monsters. Okay, maybe I will have to actually aim these this time around because I don't think I'll have enough mana to deal with all of that. But yeah, this is going well. I wouldn't be opposed to using a harm item on this character if I got one, just because my character is it's like a deep elf with better HP, kind of. Yeah, that's how I would describe this character. A deep elf with better HP. I'm glad that I decided to start a demigod today. I was kind of afraid, but the early game was not so terrible. You know, sometimes it's pretty bad. This time it wasn't really bad. Second Warlord, okay. We are gonna Inner Flame this guy, and then we're gonna wait for the Warlord to catch up to that guy. In the meantime, we can Fireball ourselves. The Warlord is really not catching up to this guy with Inner Flame. Interesting. Let's give it another try. Okay. We can even do it twice. Inner Flame. 10 of Tremor Stones. Nice. Big damage on the Warlord. Yeah, for the amount of resources that we used there, which was very little, that was very nice damage. Inner Flame on the Warlord, 80%, sure. Okay, I was thinking if I had gotten Hexes, and I did, the Orc Warrior barely resists. That's unfortunate. Gonna go for Curer on the Warlord. Misses. Gonna go for Curer on the Warlord. Misses again. Third in a row. Doesn't miss this time around. Gonna go for Throwing Net on the Warlord. Gonna go for Inner Flame on the Warlord one more time. Walk away. Shoot a Fireball. Shoot another Fireball. Goodbye Warlord. Goodbye Etin. That seems like a lot of dudes. Oh, Alarm Trap. Yushiro Shout times 35. That's the sound that Fun produces. Yushiro Shout times 35. Okay, where's the stairs? They're right there, so might as well just go upstairs. A Nork comes into view. It's wielding a hand axe of distortion. Well, I hope that guy doesn't hit me, because that would be annoying. Who is the one with distortion? Fortunately, it's not any of the ones that are next to me. We're gonna Fireball. Yeah, I don't care. That killed everything that I wanted to kill, of course. That seems pretty good. No explosion from... did that not work? Oh, the Orc Warrior barely resists. What's my chance? It's 97%! Dude, come on. I mean, it doesn't really matter because I still killed everything, but 97% chance to hex and it fails. That's why I don't like melee that much, and that's why I don't like hexes that much, because that 97% chance to hit and fail is kind of like the same that you have when you melee and you deal no damage like 7 times in a row. Which is a very real thing that happens very often. You either miss or deal no damage 7 times in a row. It has happened to everyone. I feel like it happens very frequently in the game as it is nowadays. Gets paralyzed by a Nork Sorcerer with 3%. That too, that's the other side of the coin. For you, hexes are kind of trash. For the monsters, hexes are absolutely incredible. Snork goes Berserk. We cure Snork. We fail to cure Snork. Let's try again. We failed to cure Snork. Let's try one more time. Wait a second. We wreath vulnerability. We charm Snork. Snork is charmed. 67% chance to succeed. Hexes, sure. Okay, we walk away from Snork a lot, and Snork is killing everything. Snork is slow and moderately wounded. Let's just go for the kill here. Now that Snork is slow, you kill Snork. Didn't get scales, I was about to say. Didn't get letter, unfortunately. Something makes me think that I'm fighting the entirety of the Rune Bolt. Or not the Rune Bolt, but the Shop Bolts. You enjoyed eating the torpor snails? You miss the days when you killed for food, not for mute sport. I kill for experience, if it counts. Experience is kind of an important thing to have in this game. And yeah, this the oh, you know what? I was not fighting the shop bolt. The shop bolt is that one that is greatly considered to be the hardest one. The one that has all the dudes with arbalests and the centaurs. This is the one that we got today. Oh, are you immune to fire somehow? Oh no, you're barely outside of the range. Okay, reasons to just go for a launcher as a Baraki. You are outside of the range of the monsters that can fireball you. Mm. By the way, there was a +6 Darflail on the floor right there, so if I didn't already have something incredible in the form of the elemental staff, that would be a very nice thing to have. Um, you also enjoyed eating ugly thing metagenic corpses. That was good, but the thing is that it was too good, so you were kind of forced to do it to get a good mutation set. That's why mutations potions are not so abundant nowadays. And that same reason is why I don't really use mutation potions at all. I use them as potions of cure mutation, not as potions of okay, let's see if I get either marginally stronger or exponentially weaker. Yeah. Like right now I have subdued magic, and subdued magic is really bad. I wish I didn't have subdued magic. But I'm kind of stuck with it until I find a um, potion of mutation. By the way, I guess ask for goodwill power sources, and you shall get goodwill power sources. 4 wins is fantastic. I do have some issues with it. It is in my amulet slot. If it was not in my amulet slot, I would be much happier with that. Willpower ring is very cheap, however, so I might use that. But it's very tempting because 3 sources of willpower is really good. The clarity doesn't do anything. The resistance to negative does very little. The 3 willpower is huge. It is massive. It is the reason to buy that. But I'm not so sure that I'm going to do it. Let's see what we have here. Ignite Poison. Jaras. You remember how this book said many useful spells, but it got very recently nerfed. Now it doesn't say many useful spells. Now it only says useful spells. It's very funny because that book used to have 2 spells. Yeah, 4 wins is very good. I might buy it. I'm not sure yet. I'll need that. Okay. Don't need any more identify. And unfortunately, this bolt didn't have blinking for me. You know, it's very uncommon for this place to have something like truly fantastic for me. And I would say that this time it didn't really have it. Let's go back to this rove then. Goodbye, rove of willpower. Hello, 45 intelligence. Jeez. Amulet of clearing Tartarus. Yeah, in Tartarus there's not many things that really hex you like in a mean way. I guess there's the new Leviathans, right? Tainted Leviathan. I don't know how you're supposed to pronounce that. Um, 50 mesmerize. I guess getting mesmerized into a monster that has a ring of miasma is very bad. Yeah, to be fair, getting mesmerized into a monster that has a ring of miasma is not the best thing, especially when it hits so hard. Okay, that is really reasonably bad. It's not as bad as just getting paralyzed or petrified, but it is still bad nonetheless. Okay, we have done Lair, Orc, D15. That's what I would classify as getting rid of the early game, getting past the early game. So I feel like we did very well this time around. And on that note, that is going to be it for tonight. If you enjoyed what you saw, please consider following. If you're not already following, if you are already following, please consider subscribing. Of course, you don't have to, and I understand if you can't or won't or don't want to, but it does help me if you can subscribe. With that being said, this time I don't have to look for a raid target because it's sumo season. It's day 3 of sumo season. So we can definitely go for a sumo raid right here.